some man who fights crime, and we're gonna watch him fight for a minute at a time with John and Niall, and I guess you just rhyme with Bat Minutes!
Hello everyone, and welcome once again to another hiatus episode of Bat Minutes. Not just any hiatus episode, but a hiatus Christmas episode. It's the Bat Minute Christmas Special 2025. It's hard to remember what year.
You have to stop. That's how long we've been doing it. You don't even know anymore.
But yes, I'm one of the hosts, Niall McGowan, and we're here to talk about something appropriately Christmassy. But I'll let everyone else introduce themselves.
Yes, it is Christmas once again, and you have to have. Although we changed it from Christmas special to holiday special.
Oh,
it's so un-English, but at the same time, I kind of like it.
My apologies. It was the non-denominational holiday special. That's right.
But this movie is very, very Christmas, so I think we're back to Christmas. It's the Christmas special. I'm John Parker. You know that because of course you do. I'm world famous.
And, world famous in Poland.
When we got our Spotify Wrapped for creators this year, we were big in some random. I can't remember what the country was. It wasn't Poland. It was like even more obscure. You know, it was like
Serbia or something like that.
It was something that like, why are they listening? Thank you, but I don't understand.
You can like there's Istanbul. Like I don't even think that was even a thing anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's strange. So I've recently, speaking of sort of odd connections, by the way, this is Sean German from Next Scene Pod and Spinal Tap Minute and Groundhog Minute, and it's strange. Groundhog Minute is getting a lot of Facebook followers from India.
Oh. Wow!
In like the past month or two, and I'm like, we haven't released a new episode of that in like before the pandemic. So why is anyone following that on Facebook, first of all? But then particularly a lot of people from India seem to be digging the Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
So.
They might have just released Groundhog Day in India.
It's possible. They may have just been getting around to it. So welcome everyone.
Yeah.
Yay. Yeah. And we couldn't, we talked about this, me and you, Niall, didn't we? We could not have a Christmas episode without Sean.
Yeah, it's strange, Sean, that you being the intensely Jewish man that you are, that I associate you so much with the Christmas season now. But it's like, if we're doing a Christmas episode, we'll have to get Sean on, because that's like, who else do you get?
What's more Christmassy than a Jewish person?
Yeah,
really, when you think about it.
Yeah. That Santa is Chinese, so of course, so it makes sense.
I was actually just saw a quote there just in doing the research for the episode, because this film, of course, features Joan Chen, who's Chinese, and there's all a quote from David Lynch, saying like, she's the greatest thing to come out of China since pasta, and she's much more beautiful. Which is another one to like that you can take that one to the it's that one on her tombstone, I guess.
I'll tell you what though, it's one of those things. We will introduce the movie in a minute, by the way, but it's one of those things that I didn't realize it was her till like most of the way through.
Oh, as soon as I seen their name pop up, I was like, what Josie Packard's in this?
I'm one of those people though who I think it's the ADHD. As soon as credits come up, I'm like zoning out. I'm like, I don't tune back in till the credits are done.
This is John. Like I've noticed now since John's ADHD diagnosis, everything now is excused by that was the ADHD. Of course,
it's great. It's great. It's wonderful. It explains everything.
So I'm the exact opposite. I can't even press play and start the film until I've gone through IMDb and checked out who do I recognize, who do I know, what else have they been in. Because I'll be on my phone the whole movie. If I don't do it beforehand, I will do it during.
That's true. That's like it is the danger of the modern age now, is to be like, "Ooh, who's that person?" Fuck it, I'll look it up. And then all of a sudden, 5 minutes later, and you're like, oh shit, I missed a lot of stuff that happened in the film.
Well, that's what the Amazon X-ray feature is for. Although I actually tried it with this movie, and it wasn't in sync properly.
Oh.
It kept bringing up people who were, like, they'd just left the scene, and people who were in the scene were not on the X-ray. So it was like, well, that's useless, isn't it?
You come up with just like, Andie MacDowell is a famous actress. Like, what the? Bill Murray features like, is this the thing for Groundhog Day? God damn it. To introduce the movie, I will say, not to show my cards too early, but we at Bat Minutes have run a spectrum of quality in our film reviews. In that, we've reviewed and broke down and analyzed excellent films such as, Mask of the Phantasm or Batman Returns and stuff like that, 1 minute at a time. We've gone to the other side of the spectrum, where we've, delved into some absolute trash and found the gold that's hidden in there. Yeah. But today's a stunning, bold new direction for the show.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
I don't think we've ever analyzed something as thunderingly mediocre as the film on the dockets today. This is Oh What Fun.
Oh no, I think you're underselling it just a bit.
It's the definition of this is fine.
this is a film. This is just it's matter that you're going to put in your eyes. Yeah. I mean, come on. Is it going to be a classic that you can watch year after year, like, Home Alone or Die Hard or, Christmas Vacation? No. I mean, is it well written? No. Are there any great characters you can relate to? No. Do we get any good acting performances? No. I'm not sure where I was going with this. But I think somehow this is greater than the sum of its parts.
Yes.
Yeah, you think so? I would think it's the exact opposite. I think it's so much less than the sum of its parts.
No, I despite everything you've just said, Sean.
Yeah.
I think we're on the same wavelength. Despite all of that, I kind of liked it. It was all right.
I liked it. I actually enjoyed it. And yeah, there's, just going by the names, there's a lot of great acting talent. There's a lot of, actors that we'll all recognize and expect greatness from it. And I don't think any of them really deliver. But I don't know. I kind of liked it. I have a soft spot.
Yeah, okay. Well,
I can see that. I can see that. It's not like one of my favorites, but am I glad I watched it? Yes. It was quite nice to just watch a new Christmas movie that wasn't absolute dreck.
I think maybe I'm being more harsh on it because, like, I originally in my we had options for like what to feature this year. And there's like, Alicia Silverstone has a new one out on Netflix, and it's like, it's Melissa Joan Hart's in it. Like, it's 2 seasons of Batman in it coming together right there.
Yeah.
And then there was also, the suggestion of talking about, because we're covering obviously 66, the upcoming season that, has Burgess Meredith, and he's in Santa Claus the movie. And I was like, we'll definitely do that at some point, probably next year. And that's a fucking bonkers film. But then to see like the poster for Oh What Fun pop up, and to see the caliber of the cast, and to see like who was directing it, and to just get that vibe, I was like, this actually might be like a really good film. Like, this look like everyone who's in this is like somebody, and they're all good. And so then to be like,
everybody is somebody.
Yeah, like, everybody has a mother.
So this movie was selected just based on the poster. Let's be clear. 100%. Like, before it, because as we're recording this, it's only been out in the US, at least, it's on Amazon Prime.
Same.
And it's only been about a week that it's been available for viewing, right?
This is like one of the hottest off the presses we've ever been with this and Beetlejuice and the Batman are the only ones we ever did. Like, hey, we're right on. We've got our finger on the pulse right here.
Yeah.
You know why I think I think it's fine, right? Is because, well, it's not terrible. So many Christmas movies now are bad, which was evidenced by the fact that, 2 years ago on Amazon, what did I watch for Christmas, right? Candy Cane Lane.
Mm-hmm.
That's 100,000 times worse than this. Good God.
I don't even know what Candy Cane Lane is. Like, what is that?
It's that Amazon Christmas movie with Eddie Murphy.
Oh God! I think that one's just been banished from whatever like temporary memory hold that had. Is like no, just scrub that one out. You don't need to
it's even worse than you expect as well.
Oh,
that's the
God.
thing. That's it. It's awful. And last year I watched Red One, which I thought was okay, but
last year we had we had Hot Frosty, which was at least was like great, it didn't deliver on its promise of Lacey Chabert fucking that snowman. But like,
but it's in the subtext. Read between the lines. She fucked that snowman.
But like that was at least like, you know, later in the year, people are still like, oh yeah, remember that came out? It's like, you know, like, oh yeah, that movie with like, you know, Eliza Thornberry and the hunky snowman and stuff. And there's so many baffling there's so many weird things happening in Hot Frosty that it was like, yeah, it was fun to break down. This is just really like, oh man, I really thought everyone was gonna like do better than this. Like, because the main feature, of course, being our first time I think our first time we've covered her even in hiatus review form, but the triumphant return of Michelle Pfeiffer to our Batman mics. We haven't talked about her in years now, like since way back, and a much better Christmas movie of Batman Returns.
I'd argue as well, if we're saying, you know, there's not the best performances, blah blah blah. I think she does well. It's her movie.
It's her movie,
which is what the plot is about. Ultimately, it's all about her and mums and things like this. So I get it. Like she at least does something.
She at least is on screen in acting events.
Yeah. Well, she does an accent.
Yeah, and she's quite good. Well, I think she's good at it, but I'm English. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you Americans are like, oh, what are you talking about? That was terrible.
Well, this is like, you know, when we were on Spinal Tap Minute. And I was just like, oh yeah, those English accents are pretty good. And then both of you, like an English person and an American, were going, what? Well, you done that terrible.
Yeah, that's my only criticism of Spinal Tap. But it's one of those things that over the years, I like that they sound like that now. I'm like, all right, well, that's part of the fun.
I think it's also slightly criminal that I've watched Oh What Fun, but I've yet to watch Spinal Tap 2. Because I've just got to kind of like, you just don't need to do this though. And it's
yeah, but I feel like now, I don't want to bring the Christmas mood down. I feel like now we need to watch it.
No, because
you need to watch it.
Yeah. I think I'd rather just go back and remember better Rob Reiner films. That would be like. Plus, I know that he apparently made a concert movie that is his final film, which is getting released sometime next year. And a concert movie of Spinal Tap. Oh yeah, I'll watch that. But like, I don't want to be like, you know, having to go through like a mediocre version of a great film, and then that to be like, you know.
I would say, like, if you want to honor the recently passed Rob Reiner, go back and watch the original Spinal Tap. Spinal Tap 2 is it's not as good as this film.
Wow.
Spinal Tap 2 is not as good as Oh What Fun.
Holy moly.
Whoa. That's
damning. Yeah, that is damning.
That's my hot take.
Bloody
Holy
hell.
moly, yeah.
Well, to lift the mood up a little bit, I'll read the plot synopsis because I noticed something in there that, because I don't look at the credits and things, like at the end even, I zone out at the end. I didn't realize
Jason
her name.
Schwartzman is in this?
What? He didn't look anything like he usually does. He wasn't just playing the same thing.
He wasn't just like doing the Jason Schwartzman role.
It says Claire Closter. That's her name. Like Claus. I didn't pick up on that. Claire Closter is the glue.
Get it, Claus?
And your husband's name is Nick.
Well, Claire Closter is the glue that holds her chaotic, lovable family together at the holidays. But this year, after planning a special outing for them, by the way, I'm saying this because some people don't watch the movies, they make a crucial mistake and leave her home alone. TM. Fed up and feeling underappreciated, she sets off on an impromptu adventure of her own. I think that's exaggerating it slightly, but okay. As her family scrambles to find her, Claire discovers the unexpected magic of a Christmas gone off script.
I feel like that's only like the last like third of the movie. I feel like there's so much more to sort of build up beforehand. It's like that's more like you've just described the climax of the film, really. Because I feel like it's only like the last 20 minutes of all that
twist away as well. Because I went in completely blind. I didn't read that synopsis. I went in totally blind, and I actually liked where it went. I didn't expect that pivot of her just going, you know what? Screw this family. I'm going to have my own Christmas with blackjack and hookers.
With Ida Bio, of course.
Tasty.
I think that was what pipped this to the edge over everything else. Was like, oh, Michelle Pfeiffer. It looks like it's going to be really good. And plus, we're still kind of fresh off Peace Girl Summer. And I was like, oh, Adebayo's in it? Like, oh, yeah, we have to talk about this then. This is clearly a sign from the gods. And then find out, like, the gods weren't giving any signs. The gods they took out the trash. And I decided to rifle through it, basically.
Yeah. But it's interesting that it's certainly by the synopsis, kind of set up as a Home Alone type situation, but it's 45 minutes in.
Yeah.
I had to clock it before she actually gets left home alone, before the family leaves her. Whereas like in Home Alone, Kevin's home alone like 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
Like they set it up, bing, bang, boom, let's leave the kid alone. Like they get right to it. This has got a lot of setup before it gets to Claire's adventures. Yeah.
Maybe I'm in the minority though, but I thought the build-up was my favorite bit.
Oh yeah,
I loved the build-up.
I thought the build-up was the movie. I didn't realize that they were emphasizing, her leaving was the big. That's the inciting incident. I was like, but that's like near the end. Like that's the rest of it's mostly just about like a Michelle Pfeiffer trying to like. It feels a bit like a less interesting version of that episode of The Bear, where Jamie Lee Curtis is going ballistic trying to like get that's a Christmas one, or is it Thanksgiving where she's trying to like. It's like they're all gathered around for some sort of big family dinner, and Jamie Lee Curtis is going crazy in the kitchen, and it's really, really grindingly tense and stuff, and then you're just waiting for the explosion. Just felt like a kind of like milquetoast version of that, where it's like, I'm waiting for Michelle Pfeiffer to go crazy. And she does kind of a little bit, but it's not like... We've seen Michelle Pfeiffer go crazy. Like, and I want her going in, wrecking the living room. Like,
that would be good.
I was like waiting for like, when's the breakdown going to happen? And then it was more like, I think, there's episodes of The Simpsons that have the kind of almost the same plot line. That's where like Marge, is unappreciated and it goes crazy. And then she like that one she parks on the bridge and stuff, and that she goes nuts. But this just really felt like a very bland, sort of tepid version of of that story, where like I guess she does something a little crazy, but like.
Well, I think what they were going for was more real, like for mums to like connect with this, because it's nice that it's highlighting that a lot of this work is traditionally placed on women and mothers, especially. That's nice. I like that. Unsung heroes of Christmas in a way. Like, I don't think for one second my dad even knew what my presents were. He didn't buy them.
Yeah. Oh, my dad.
My mum did all the work.
My dad is like the last 20 years at least, probably more. It's just money. He's just because he doesn't know what you want. So
get what you want. Get what you want.
Yeah, just get whatever you want. And now that I'm a fully formed adult, like most of that money is just like, it's gonna go towards bills. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I agree with a lot of what you're saying, John, but I will give the movie a little credit. I mean, the opening scene is Claire goes up to a car full of strangers and tells the kids to behave because their mom's going to die and have a Merry Christmas. Like,
is she wrong? Is she wrong?
No, she's not wrong. But so it is in a lot of ways, it is sort of a watered down version of, sort of a mom Breaking Bad. But there's a little bit of an edge to Claire.
It feels to me, one of my big notes of it midway through like the first like 20 minutes. And you can see that she's sort of like barely kind of keeping it together. And there's just a lot of people dumping on her and stuff. And I really felt like this could have been like a sliding doors version of Selena Kyle. Like, had Max Schreck not pushed her out that window. Sliding windows, let's call it.
Yeah,
and she hadn't been like, sort of. This almost feels like I'm giving Max Schreck too much credit for like, he made Selena into the best version of herself, I guess. But like, when she actualized herself into Catwoman and sort of became like, I don't know, we look at Catwoman as a very tragic character because she was like just this nice lady who just wanted to live a life and then got ground down into going like homicidal, basically. There's like there's that element, but also it's just like, well, she got much more empowered and stuff like that, and got to bang a millionaire and things like that. But like this feels like, had she not gone out that window, this could have been the life that Selena Kyle ended up living, where she's just like, she's with an okay husband. The family kind of treated her like trash the way Max Schreck treated her, and she's still just sort of like, okay, yeah, this is fine. It's it feels like she should have the little bowler hat and be just sitting at the flaming table, just like, no, this is fine.
Oh, that's what made me connect with her a bit though, was because in a lot of these movies, the mother is a bit kind of she's like running a military operation and she's a bit moody and she has to learn the meaning of Christmas. This is the complete opposite. She is a lovely mum. She's so supportive of everybody. She puts so much work in. And they are they're not comically taking the piss, but, it's quite realistic. I've seen this.
Yeah.
It's basically like my ex's family was very like this. Her mum was just doing so much at Christmas, and I don't think any the brothers and that they didn't care. She'd try so hard to get everyone playing games, and they're just like, we don't want to do that.
There's so many things in this film, Sean, that kind of correspond to movies you've covered on the Next Scene podcast, because you mentioned there Home Alone, as John brought up. But then also they do that the big mistake at the beginning, where they show you a series of other films that you could be watching.
A series of better movies.
A series of better films that you're like, oh man, I could have... Even though I didn't like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, it left more of an impact on me that I feel... And then, but they bring up, like, oh yeah, she even has a kind of little snide comment about, like, oh yeah, the guy in this one, like, it shows you, Christmas Vacation. But it feels also, it is kind of like, again, a kind of bland, gender-flipped version of Christmas Vacation. Because, Christmas Vacation, if I recall correctly, is Gus Griswold really trying to make this holiday work. And none of the rest of the family really engaging in it all that much, and him being like, I'm gonna make a magical Christmas, damn it. And then, things just going horribly until he has a breakdown at the end over his the Jelly of the Month Club and all that business. Like, so
yeah.
Ooh,
I've not thought of it.
That's a good parallel, because I think in both films, like the protagonist is the antagonist. So it's like in Christmas Vacation, no one is expecting or demanding that Clark go over and above and do all the lights.
I called him Gus. I'm getting him and the kid mixed up. My mistake.
But he kind of puts it on himself, and I think Claire does that a lot. Well, Claire, so yes, the family takes her for granted, and they're not good, and they're not appreciating her. But there's a lot of, she says she starts planning Christmas on January 1st. And she does all these things that like no one's, they should appreciate it, but it's not like they're demanding that she do this and then don't appreciate when they get what
that would be different. That would make you hate the family.
Yeah. I guess there's like a little bit of that where... Yeah. Doesn't Felicity Jones, of course, is the daughter who we
being
recently,
American for some reason.
I guess then this one is fair. Like, this isn't like on Wednesday where we're like, why can't they just let Joanna Lumley be English? This is like, I guess if she's Michelle Pfeiffer,
she's picked up the accent.
Yeah, I guess this I can understand. It's like, it's an American family, so I guess she has to be American in it. But we of course recently talked about in our Patreon. Commentary for Rogue One. If anyone has not gone and listened to that, we talked about Felicity Jones at some point, I'm sure, in there, seeing as she's the main character.
You better believe I did. Oh yeah.
But I didn't know the thing she was asking for, but there is something about Claire is making, like, she keeps referring to some random food. She's like the
Flufferness.
The Flufferness.
Flufferness. Yeah, I had to look it up. I had to turn on closed captioning to get the spelling and then look it up. It's a German cookie. It's like a spice cookie.
Okay.
Apparently, it's some kind of holiday sweet treat.
Yeah,
Flufferness.
But she seems to have made it specifically because she knows the kid likes it. And then when Felicity Jones comes in, she's like, "Oh, where's the Flufferness?" And she's like, "Oh," and then Claire goes and goes out of her way to go get her one, and kind of comes back, and then she's just like, and just sort of like takes a bite and it's just like, and then just leaves it there. It's like, without even like a thank you. I think so. Maybe that's the kind of like that's the worst of it. It seems it's like, oh, that right there is like, I've done a thing I've especially for you because I know that you want this, and then when I give it to you, like, it's a kind of microcosm of what the film is really.
Though I will say one thing I liked about, I didn't like the was it Channing, the oldest daughter, kind of blowing off mom in that moment. I do like that the grandkids, the twins, did say thank you to Claire when they offered them the cookies. So I like that the kids are polite.
It's like the kids are the future. They know.
Future. I actually, we're talking about different characters now. We might as well just talk about the family, I suppose.
Yeah.
And, you say a lot of them are bland. Okay, a lot of them are. They've all got at least one or two things I like. I really liked, as the kid, they were calling him Uncle Sammy. Because he was just so miserable he was quite relatable.
Yeah.
He was really emo, and I was like, oh yeah, this is me. I
I
like
have to
it.
say too, if I was dumped by Maud Apatow, I would be pretty devastated as well. Because although when she showed up at the end again, I was like, "Is this like a dream he's having or something?" Like it's so weird that she just materializes next to him for a second.
Did they establish that they lived in L.A.? I'm like, how did she get there?
Oh yeah, no,
like,
nothing about it made sense. It literally felt like it was some kind of mirage.
Yeah.
Like it was like she just appears next to him, like all of a sudden. Like
Well,
what?
she explains it away very quickly by saying like her friend works on the set or something. So she just rang them up and said, "Can I come down?" Yeah,
But it could have been like,
it.
you could have done that so much better had she just like rang him or something. And you could even make it more concise by like he sees her name popping up and then he chooses to ignore the call. And there you go. That's that plot
you go.
point. Closed.
You're so good. Yeah. It's strange because this is, I've come out and said I like this movie. I enjoyed it. I mean, I watched it twice, start to beginning, preparing for
like,
this.
I did not realize that Sean German is like,
and
the dream guest and that he does more preparation than the host, it turns out.
But I will say, like, it's hard to defend because all the characters are cliche. And I mean, I think they've all got, like, there's enough of a twist to make them interesting, but it's like, so it's what Channing is the oldest. So she's the parent surrogate. She takes the mother's place when the mother, goes off on her thing. She's kind of the perfectionist overachiever. There's the youngest, that's the baby, and that everyone coddles. And then the middle child kind of gets lost. And then there's the lesbian that's always like falling in and out of relationships very quickly. That's kind of a lesbian stereotype. Yeah. There's the dad that's into documentaries, and it's like, it's all so cliche, but there's just, I don't know, they all have like enough of a twist. There's just enough extra to like make them actually interesting.
That was one joke that really stood out to me is that, because like the dad, Dennis Leary, he comes out with a whole big thing of like, oh, I only watch PBS documentaries. Like I watched this one 18 hours,
18 hours on LBJ.
And then you see him alone in his room watching like Love Island or something.
And
he's really into it. He's like, oh my God, him? Like he was clearly bullshitting about the, like as if he knew like, oh, no one's going to ask any further questions because no one else is going to claim to have watched this thing. So.
And he can't admit it because it's shameful. But he's got his secret shame, And I actually really liked. But by the way, Sean, I love how you know all the characters' names. I only know Sammy. But Chloe Grace Moretz, I liked
Taylor.
how it was fun how she, it was quite funny how she would have a new girlfriend every year. But the family, at least, they were probably pretending, but they at least acted excited to meet the new girlfriend, even though they obviously, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, but it's not going to last. But at least they pretend. For the kid, it's quite nice. It's quite sweet.
You assume at the end, then it's going to be like, oh, she's going to make it work with Devery Jacobs from great actress from Reservation Dogs. It was a phenomenal show that everyone should watch. So when she popped up, I was like, oh my God, it's her. And then afterwards, I was like, oh, yeah, kind of a waste of that guy, of that actress.
Yeah,
but they don't make it.
What's strange
work.
is why. Sorry to interrupt, but before we get off of the series of girlfriends. It's great that they're welcoming everyone, every year, she brings home a different girlfriend and the family's like, welcome, you're part of the family, come on in. But why do they keep pictures?
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
That's weird.
I kind of get it. Like if you're just taking pictures of all the family, okay, fine. But to show it to the new girlfriend, you wouldn't do that. Yeah. You don't do that. How awkward is that? Because the impression is they've only been going out. They do say a time like a few weeks or something.
It would be something if it was
or 3 months.
3 months.
She says.
Because it seems to be part of like sort of random photos in an album.
Yeah.
Whereas like if it was something that Claire, she made them all get into, like everyone who's in the room get in for like a joined picture and a proper like say cheese, and then she runs into the shot as well. And it just so happens in every one of them, it's like Chloe Grace Moretz is in the same spot, but there's a different woman next to her every time. That would be, and then
it's all these pictures. It's just Chloe and the girlfriend.
Yeah.
But that would make more sense though if it's like a display wall or something. Or she's like, I love Christmas so much, so I have a tactile, physical memento for every one of them, and that's why that's there. But it doesn't have like no one keeps photo albums anymore. It's all on your phone. So it doesn't make any sense to even... And then you can't show like, random, like, there's a picture from last Christmas. It's 1,200 pictures back on my phone here. And also don't look at any of the other pictures because all that's personal. You wouldn't show people your phone that way.
Right. And I don't know if it was just me, but it seems like Chloe has a type. Like all the pictures, they show them very quickly and they don't really get a close up, but I'm like, do all those pictures, it kind of looks like Devery. It looks like Donna. It looks,
They all thought, I thought it was going to be, I thought she was going to leave her because she's like, do you have like a Native American fetish? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
All your girlfriends have been Native American. What is that about? And then you could, if you wanted to make this like a darker comedy too, it could be like some sort of, you could have made it a Thanksgiving movie, and then the fact that she brings Devery Jacob as her date to a Thanksgiving dinner.
That would have been a better movie.
That would have been a way more interesting movie. But I don't even know too.
But
like,
then,
if they never really get into her too much. I love the fact that her name is DJ Sweatpants. Like that's
DJ Sweatpants killed me every time.
I love too that Claire, even goes around saying, oh, DJ Sweatpants, come on, not even in a derogatory way, but everyone just falls into like she's introduced as DJ Sweatpants. She herself says, you don't have to call me that, but then everyone just keeps calling her DJ Sweatpants the whole time. But like, the you don't get into much of her as a character. So you're like, is she Christian? Does she celebrate Christmas? Is her family into this? We don't know anything about her.
So that's the flip side of like, one, it's weird to bring someone home to meet, not just meet your family, but meet your family on a big family holiday, someone you've just been dating a short time. But then it's like, well, what's up with that person's family? Why aren't they? Yeah. There's weirdness going on there. We don't really get into it. We don't really learn much other than she doesn't like staying up late.
Yeah.
Which is odd for a DJ.
She's the opposite of a DJ, isn't she? Like, everything she likes is actually like stuff that doesn't really fit.
Well, that's very Gen X. Don't they have like daytime raves now?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I'm ancient. I'm about to turn into dust. But when I was a kid, like I would come, like when I was like in my 20s out of school, I would come home from work. I would take a nap. I would go to the market and do my grocery shopping because the market's empty on a Friday night, and then go out at like midnight. That was the start of the night. Whereas nowadays, kids are like, I don't know, kids seem to get old very young.
I think everyone's much more sensible.
It's like daytime raves and stuff. So you got DJs that don't like to stay up late. What are you going to do?
I guess that is the thing. So there's always like so many people I know who are younger than me just have a very strict like, no, I go to bed at 9. And then this is like every day, and I'm like, I have to get up at 6, but I'm like, no, I'll go to bed about 11:30, and I really shouldn't because it's probably killing me. But it's just, and I mean to go to bed earlier, but like I don't have my life together that way that well to be able to actually enforce that rule upon myself. But
I don't get tired before midnight.
Yeah, I think that is true that the younger generations now, like the Gen Z or even into like, is it into Gen Alpha or whatever it is these
Alpha, they wrapped around the alphabet and went back to the beginning.
I think they do have a real thing of like, well, we've seen what happens when you just go crazy, so we're going to
maybe they're learning from our bad examples.
They're much more into like mental health awareness and stuff like that, whereas we're from generations of just like, you're fine.
Just say you're fine and have another drink. You'll be right.
So maybe Michelle Pfeiffer had done that in this movie, then things would have worked out better for them.
With DJ Sweatpants, though, there was one moment I was worried for two of my favorite characters in this. There was a whole period where she was spending a lot of time with Sammy, and I got concerned. I'm like, oh, they're not going to have a thing, are they? Because her girlfriend's like not really around. She's just sort of leaving her alone. It's just a bit strange. Yeah. And I was concerned that they were going to have like a fling, and I was really happy that they didn't.
Yeah.
Because that would be so boring. It would be so... And I know there was that twist later on where you think Chloe Grace Moretz is having an affair. It's like, no. I liked that because I genuinely didn't know where it was going. I knew it wasn't going to be cheating. I didn't think it was going to be... She was going to propose. and then for her to say, well, that's a bit early, isn't it? Like a bit soon.
Well, to be fair, I think even like inviting someone over for Christmas dinner is like too early if you've only been together a few months. Because it's like, well, Christmas dinner is a big deal to some families. Like, to this family in particular. Maybe it's supposed to indicate...
Maybe she doesn't have anyone, though. A bit like my mate sometimes comes and visits me for Christmas. It's because neither of us have anything else to do. So, maybe she hasn't really got family around.
Well, but just the fact that she does it every year is like... Yeah, like I've known people for years. I still wouldn't be like, "Oh, come around to my house for Christmas dinner." It'd just be like, "No, it's kind of like it's a family affair."
I wouldn't want other people judging my weird family traditions.
Yeah.
Because everyone's got weird traditions and no one's will ever line up. And when you go to someone else's house, it is peculiar. You're like, what?
Well,
they do that here?
But I wish they had more of that in this, though, because they don't seem to. Everything they do is very like stock Christmas. There is no weird little traditions. There's no like, there's no, the Festivus pole with the feats of strength and stuff like that. Like I would kill for like a little random quirky little thing that only they do. Like,
for better or worse, though, I would argue that the reason for that is because they want you to insert your family into this, almost like a blank slate sort of situation.
That's part of the problem with Claire is that she has an idea of Christmas and she doesn't let it change. So whatever she did, probably as a child, I mean, going back 40 years, maybe 50 years, whatever Christmas was then, she wants to recreate that every year. She doesn't want to, there's Elf on the Shelf, and even that's like 25 years old. Like that's the newest tradition they've added.
Yeah.
Right. We need to address this.
So there was something weird that might suggest change.
We've got to address the elf, right? Because we've talked about this on the pod
Sneaky
before.
Pete.
Yeah, Sneaky Pete, cool name. He's creepy as well. It's creepy, but we talked about it on the pod before. Over here, right? That thing came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, but everyone just was pretending it was a tradition. I'm like, no, it wasn't. What are you talking about? Am I living in another dimension?
You say 25 years, Sean. I feel like it's like within the last 10 years. Elf
yeah, but that might be here.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like over here, it's just like, it disappeared as if
it may just feel like that because it did go from like not existing to suddenly everywhere.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I actually think it's quite cute and cool for the kids. But it's not a tradition. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think that's how you make new traditions, though, is that you just insist this thing we're going to do every year is now a tradition.
I did notice a little traditions, but be honest that it's new.
I did like
okay, so here
to address though, we can't let it go without it, pointing it out because this is an Amazon movie, and the fact that they have an elf on the shelf called Sneaky Pete. When one of Amazon's biggest shows is also called Sneaky Pete. So felt like a little bit of covert marketing there. Be like, this elf on the shelf is played by Giovanna Ribisi, apparently. So.
If it was, it would have been the greatest movie of all time.
I would have been I would love they looked under the bed and then it's just Giovanna Ribisi just sitting there like,
with like the dressed as an elf.
Yeah. The full elf.
Oh, that'd be
so quick research check. Elf is a 2005 children's book, so it's exactly 20 years old, and I don't know what they like the subheading whatever on the title. So the book is The Elf on the Shelf: A Christmas Tradition.
Oh, they made
that
it.
Seems like you can't call yourself a tradition. Like you don't. You can't title your book that and say I'm a tradition now.
They're faking it until they make it. They're just like, you just tell people.
That's not kosher.
This is classic. There's an overused term these days, but this does feel like classic gaslighting of just been like, what are you talking about? It was always a tradition. It's like, you just made this up. No, we've always done Elf on the Shelf. What are you talking about? It's like,
no, it was not a thing when we were kids. Now that wasn't a thing.
No,
not
at all.
No, and I would have liked it. Don't get me wrong. I like it. Just don't pretend.
I don't think my parents would have been like, they wouldn't have been into it. They're like, wait, I have to think of a new place every day? Come on. Like,
well, yeah, again, my mum would have been. And my dad would have just gone, yeah, sure, do whatever you want.
I appreciate though, they did, like, I'm sure people have actually done this and stuff, but I like that it would pop up. They'll do like establishing shots and you see like the elf is like sitting on the toilet with a fishing rod and stuff into the bowl. Like, I like little things like, and like the Christmas morning, it is literally like, it's almost a bit of it is genuinely quite creepy that it's underneath one of the kids' beds, but he's like kind of splayed out in a kind of very like come hither fashion with kind of the one leg up and stuff. It's very like, like,
we should call him Cheeky Pete.
Yeah, Cheeky Pete actually would be more appropriate.
Yeah, there you go.
But it's but yeah, so go through elements of the cast. Dennis Leary there, of course, as Dennis Leary. As Dennis Leary, probably was
as Nick, as you said earlier. For little on the nose for a Christmas movie to name that.
Oh
Nick.
my God, I didn't even pick up. See, I never pick up on names. I never do.
See, I kind of thought though when I noticed he was called Nick, I assumed then it was going to turn out that like, oh, is the kid called like Holly or something? Or is there going to be a through line of like everyone's named after Christmas things? But it's just the Klaus Master or whatever their last name is. And then he's called Nick. And you're like, and is there more to this? Like, no, that's it. We started painting that wall and then we just left it because it's like got a random splotch of white paint in that wall over there. But yeah, he's probably most well known to people for what we were talking about in the green room before we started recording, Demolition Man. He's what do you call his character again? He was like the weird freedom fighter everyone kept talking about. He has that.
I don't remember his name, but he's like living underground at one point.
Yeah,
isn't
he has the whole big speech about like how he wants to like rub himself in Jello and run naked through the park, and like,
don't we all?
I'm not a Dennis Leary fan, I have to say, or at least I wasn't until I looked him up. And I've seen that his dad is from Killarney in Ireland. And so now I think he's a saint.
He's your favourite actor, and this is your favourite movie.
I'm also just like, what is going on with Killarney? Is a town in Limerick. It's where Michael Fassbender comes from and Jesse Buckley. And apparently the Dennis Leary family is like, what's going on? What's in the water in Killarney that they're breeding all this giant talent, I guess. But no, because I always remember Dennis Leary's. He used to be a stand-up. I guess he probably still is a stand-up somewhere. But like he was quite famous for like ripping off a lot of his material, which is why I'm saying other comics will like once they're found out that they stole material, that can kind of torpedo a whole career. But he's going from strength to strength. This guy, he's popping up, and he was Captain Stacy in the Amazing Spider-Man movies. He's in all those Ice Age movies. It's like, oh, Dennis Leary didn't affect his career one iota. And I only know this from there was a Channel 4 countdown of like 100 greatest comedians of all time, and Dennis Leary was in there. But in his segment, they were showing you footage of Bill Hicks delivering a routine, and then Dennis Leary delivering the same routine, like the same joke.
Bad. Come on.
But Bill Hicks doing it in his very like laconic kind of like he's a kind of laid back way of talking about it, and the joke really landed. But Dennis Leary, he's so high energy all the time, and he can run away and the jokes were it just didn't land because you're just like, he's so annoying in the way he delivers things that I was like, oh, I hate this guy. So like coming into it and saying like, oh Christ, Dennis Leary's here.
He's very different here though.
He is. Although I think there's still a little bit of that early youthful edge to both him and Michelle Pfeiffer, in that they're supposed to be like a wholesome. Middle-aged family, and there's that scene where she wakes him up on like Christmas Eve, and Michelle Pfeiffer and Dennis Leary in a bedroom together, and them not turning insanely steamy, and the two of them just start like railing each other. It felt weird to me. I was like, no, these two people aren't wholesome. They're too sexy. I've seen them be too sexy and too off kilter and too many things to like buy them as like a normal family. It's like, no, this should turn into a rampant sex scene at any second now, but it didn't.
What I like about that is because too many people, you have a view of your family, obviously, but it's ignoring the reality. Your parents will partake in that kind of activity. So I like that they've still got a little bit of an edge to them, because it comes across like they're real people. Mm-hmm. Like their family won't see them in that way, but you look at her and she still looks great. You're like, oh wow, yeah, and he looks pretty good. And I get the feeling that when they're alone, when the family aren't all around,
no, like that was my thing, because the family aren't around in that scene, so that's why I was like, yeah, so they're gonna bang in this scene, right? Because it's look at these two.
But it's Christmas Eve. There's so much stuff to do.
Yeah.
But if there was a thing of Dennis Leary been like, oh, like, and then her been like, no, not today, like that kind of. But it was just more like kind of vibe of like, no, they don't do this anymore because they're just like wholesome old people now. And it's like, no, they don't. Yeah. They don't come off like wholesome. Like they've still got the energy of being like Michelle Pfeiffer and Dennis Leary.
Yeah, they could have done something, because there's I guess it's Christmas Eve dinner where Nick dresses up as Saint Nick. He said, he puts on the Santa Claus costume, and he could say something like, "Hey, Mrs. Claus, why don't you come sit on my lap?" Or
that'd be fun.
Something like that would have been a little fun. But
I like his whole arc of trying to put the toy together, because that's the one thing that dads do. My dad would do that. He would be made to assemble whatever it is I'd asked for, and it would always look great, unlike in this. But my understanding is it was a goddamn nightmare every time. Every time, trying to apply stickers and things.
I kind of felt like it should have also...
Stickers? What are the stickers supposed to do?
I kind of felt like it should have been more... When then they reveal it then, because they're just like, oh, where's the roof and stuff. But it's like, I feel like it should look more heinous. Like, it was like, the joke's there, but it's just a bit like, the punchline. I love the scene of them, all the dads in the garage, been like, trying to get their heads around this thing.
Yeah.
But then when it actually was delivered, it was just a real, like, oh, yeah, I kind of thought that was, the punch of that was going to be funnier somehow. Like,
well, it's going for realism. Again, that's good or bad.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it one way or the other, but it's trying to be realistic, isn't it? And a dad wouldn't mess it up so much where it looks like it's just collapsing.
Yeah. I like that before I was saying how all the characters are so cliche, but they challenge that a little bit with Nick. You mentioned earlier how, he talks about how he only watches documentaries, and then we see when he's alone, he's watching Love Island. And like, that is sort of the expectation is, well, dad's the handy one and he's good with tools, so he puts the things together. But it's like, he's not. He's not, he will do it. He will attempt it. Yeah. Like that's, he accepts that, like, that's his part. The mother is in the kitchen cooking and he's in the garage trying to put things together, but he's not actually good at it. And he reaches out for help.
Yeah.
He's aware enough to understand, like, okay, I'm a little bit out of my depth. I think they show him, he's like watching a YouTube video at one point. And they show, I'm pretty sure he's turning the screw the wrong way. Like he's trying to, it is? Yeah, he's like trying to screw something in, and it looks like his hand's going counterclockwise, so maybe that's the trouble. But like he's comfortable and I guess confident enough to admit when he needs help, and he reaches out, and a couple of the other neighborhood dads come over, and they manage to put the thing together.
That is one of the best scenes, I think. Just them trying to him calling for backup. And it's like, what do we do? And none of them can figure it out. Love it.
Yeah,
I kind of feel like,
but if you've ever tried to put together a small toy for a small child, the parts and like. Yeah, sometimes just getting it out of the box can be a challenge.
I think I would be like, half the fun for the kid will be assembling it, so I'll just keep it in the box.
No, they don't want to assemble it. No. They just want to open it and play with it. They don't want to mess it. They just want to get right to the action.
It's but I feel like in the 90s the joke would have been like, the neighbor has the thing perfectly built or something. And he's I guess they still do kind of do that trope of the rival neighbor, because that's full tilt actually what the plotline is with Joe and Jen.
Which
it's the cliche, isn't it? Like, oh, the perfect neighbors,
perfect neighbors with Jean Wang Wasserman, I think her name.
Jean Wang Wasserman.
Jean Wang Wasserman. Of course, I'm very excited to see that. Like, oh yeah, it's you forget that this woman even exists sometimes. But the lady played Josie Packard in Twin Peaks way back when. Directed Autumn in New York with Richard Gere and Winona Ryder in the early 2000s. I was like, that's Joe and Jen made that, and then disappears for years, and she's back again. She's popping up in this randomly,
and she's back for this. This is which was another thing where, like, so yes, Claire's kind of quote unquote victim, and Claire gets taken for granted, and Claire gets left behind by her family. But also, Claire does a lot to herself. Like, okay, I think this neighbor, Jean, is kind of obnoxious, but like, Claire doesn't have to respond. There's no reason. Like, she doesn't really do anything that forces Claire to do something, but it's in Claire's head. She's in competition with the neighbor, and she's got to one up the gifts, and she's got to have the big ornaments on the lawn and everything else. Like, you could just ignore the neighbor if you don't like her. Yeah. Like, you don't have to be in this competition. So a lot of the things Claire is kind of doing to herself to make herself overworked and overstressed and everything. Like, Claire needs to just like relax, smoke a joint, take her, put her feet up.
Yeah. Well, I think that's essentially the message, isn't it? Because at the very end of the movie,
what happens at the end,
she doesn't want to change her traditions and go, with her kids to this skiing place or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
But she does it, and you can see she's actually like having a good time.
Yeah.
She's enjoying it. Like, oh, this is relaxing. Okay.
But I think, and that's kind of the lesson, if there is one. I think, and it's near the end, maybe like the very last line where Claire says, "It's nice to try new things."
Yeah.
It's like, just, you can't hold on too tightly to tradition and family and everything. You just, sometimes you try new things.
Yeah.
You've got to be a Buddhist. Everything is constantly changing and in motion. Go with it. Go with the flow.
That was the although again though that the rivalry with the neighbor, trope. There's one of the things I had to look up, because they have this whole thing about like the multi-wick candles.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
was to me, I was like, oh, this must be a joke that they have.
No, it's a thing.
Apparently, no, they're like other people I know have watched the film. A lot of one of the main comments I got was from someone, which I thought it's a video. I will say it was from one woman to another, but she did say that Felicity Jones's neck looks older than Michelle Pfeiffer in this film, which I was like, oh,
what?
Man. Man.
But I adore Felicity Jones. Don't say that.
But you're going to adore her neck as well, John. You don't have to take that on board. You can be like, her neck is her neck.
That's true. Felicity, I adore your neck. There you go.
But she,
that sounds threatening. I don't know.
I'm going to claim that's going to be my present next year. Felicity
yeah.
Jones.
Oh, I don't like that.
But then I had to go to these people to ask, so is a multi-wick candle a thing? And they're like, oh yeah, it's huge thing.
Oh yes.
And I was like, but surely that seems to me like that would just burn out twice as quickly and have to make you buy more. So surely that's just a con job by Big Candle.
Big Candle.
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
I think the idea, I don't know if this works or not, I think the idea is it gives off more scent.
Yeah, but I think that's what they're telling you, John. But then the whole thing is like, yeah, but also instead of having to buy one candle a month, you have to buy 3 candles a month because they burn down so damn quickly. Yeah. And guess what? They all cost a bomb as well.
Yeah.
I appreciate though that one she did try to get the one she flat out stole was literally the size of like a toilet. That was a hugely comical joke that I liked. It's like, oh yeah, it's an insane candle that she steals.
That whole section was
giant. Was like a giant teacup, but it was huge.
Yeah, it literally looked like near the size of like a children's potty or something. It looked like, and because it had the one little wick in the center, it's like I don't think you could even burn that down. Like the edges of it would be so far away from where the light is that it wouldn't actually make any sense.
That whole section was so bizarre in a good way. It felt like a different movie.
Yeah.
It was weird, and going to the mall shopping on Christmas Eve. Which is going to be insane. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But,
you'd be surprised how many people do it, though. When I worked in retail, the amount of people who come in to buy a video game on Christmas Eve and then be annoyed that it was out of stock. I'm like, well, you've had all this time. Okay, maybe they've had financial pressures or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But, it's the brand new game that came out for Christmas and you've left it till Christmas Eve. Why do you think I'll have that?
Yeah. And it always reminds me of I'm sure everyone's familiar with A Very Turtles Christmas. The musical,
of course,
live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Christmas special from the early 90s. Like all things Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, of course, is from the early 90s.
All the good stuff.
Yeah. And they had there was like a little half-hour video special they did where it was all the guys in the suits and it was terrible. But they had a song on Christmas Eve. They have to go out to buy a gift for Splinter, and they have a whole song that goes like gotta get a gift, gotta get a gift, gotta get a gift, gotta get a gift, gotta get a gift for Splinter. And they're constantly complaining about having to go out to get this gift. And I was like, you absolute dicks! Like you left it to Christmas Eve to get Splinter a present.
That's insane.
How self-absorbed are you? Like,
at least in Jingle All the Way, that is the plot. That he was too self-absorbed, so he left it.
And he learned. Well, he kind of learns a lesson at the end, but like, everything works out great for him. I guess. But yeah, then Jingle All the Way. As many problems as I have with it, works really well in that it is a cartoon. Like.
Yeah,
it's absolutely nuts.
Some people complain it's too much of a cartoon with the flying and
stuff.
Yeah,
the whole last act is a bit, goes a bit too stupid. But like all the stuff in the middle with all the stuff with Sinbad, the main body of the film is all great. Well, not great, but it feels of a piece. Whereas this does, it's trying to go for realism, but at least I keep comparing it to National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, that was also a cartoon though. Like,
Yeah, that never felt real to me.
yeah, but this kind of goes
Yeah,
into things where
yeah.
like it is kind of getting a little too crazy sometimes, but then not crazy enough, and it's just a bit like choose a lane, you know, like go whole hog. Have her go off, like when she goes off on this Christmas road trip, it turns into something really bizarre, like a Fear and Loathing in Christmas or something. Like,
I do wish she got up to more shenanigans on the road, because basically all she does is decide she's going to go, because her kids have basically just ignored her and not entered her into this contest. So she's like, well, screw it, I'll just go there then.
oh yeah,
And all that really happens along the way is she stops at that like motel and then ends up sleeping in the car.
yeah. She hangs out with Adebayo for a bit. If you told me the movie
yeah.
was going to be she leaves the family for Christmas and the rest of it is just her and Adebayo hanging out, like a
On a
planes,
road
trains,
trip.
and automobiles scenario, then
That's a movie.
That's a movie.
Yeah, that's a movie right
Also,
there.
we'll point out in this movie that, brings up many classic other films, they made the classic faux pas of seeming to allude that Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is a Christmas movie. Whereas we all know that is in fact a Thanksgiving movie.
It's a Thanksgiving movie.
It would make sense if this was an English film, because a lot of people here, we consider it a Christmas movie because we haven't got Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So we
And
put it on at Christmas.
It looks
and
like
it's a similar vibe.
Yeah, it just
isn't
looks like,
oh
yeah, the weather's snowy and you have to go home for a big family dinner. Yeah, it's Christmas.
But this being an American film, surely they know.
Yeah. And I feel they never outright call it a Christmas movie, but she lists a big bunch of Christmas movies, and then she's like, this guy having to travel back home, but she never says for what. It's just like, as if they know, like, you can't say what it's that because it's going to ruin our whole thing.
Well, I imagine, not being an American, I imagine traveling back home for Thanksgiving is probably just as annoying and stressful as when you do it for Christmas, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It seems that way.
I mean, like, Planes, Trains, and but that's a movie that does so many things right, though, because, like, Neil, like Steve Martin's character in that, is kind of a self-absorbed asshole as well, and but Steve Martin, Martin makes him very charming, and like Del Grady's is like, he could be the most annoying man in the world, but by the end of that movie, you absolutely love that guy, and yet this one is just like, all these characters. I'm just like, eh. And then even there's so many things that like. Even towards the end, where Michelle Pfeiffer, when she does what she does, and like breaks into the set and gets onto that TV show, they're mentioning like the host, Zazie Timms, is mentioning like, we have other mothers here who are like, this one adopted like 9 children, and all these
19. 18.
So I was kind of thinking like, there's gonna be a point where maybe Michelle starts going like, oh man, these people are actually, I think I'm the most put upon person in the world, but look at what all these. She's gonna learn some kind of lesson. No.
Well,
no.
We never find out who wins that
agree with
holiday.
you.
She didn't win it. We never find out who does. But like, it's just like, she just gets off that like kind of not punished and also not like kind of rewarded and learning nothing except like, you were right to do what you did. And it's like, I guess she was right. But like, it just feels a bit weird. Why mention the 19 kids? Because that just makes you think like, this other one was a way better mom then, I guess, because she's having to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
But.
The thing is, they could have had both things in it, and it would have worked. Like, you could have had her realizing, oh, wow, some people have it even tougher than me. But her family still realize they've screwed her around.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
totally.
that doesn't contradict.
Right.
You could have had the two things side by side.
It does have the classic 90s family film thing going of it, where, like, this is supposed to be, like, an everyman scenario, but that family is so rich. Like, it's like every Steve Martin comedy of back in the day, like The Father of the Bride and stuff. Where you're like, oh, this guy, he's just like you. It's like, that guy is so upper class, though. He is so.
Look at his house.
Look at his house. Look at how much stuff he can afford. At my family, you see, my dad's house. I go into it now. I'm having to like duck down to get into the door. Like it's tiny.
It's crazy. Only movie people live in these houses. This can't be normal.
But that's I think it's a it's a great big trope of like, it's through all the big classic family Christmas films. Because even Jingle All the Way, they're very well off. It's just like Christmas Vacation.
They
The
need a
Griswolds
house
are
large
like,
enough.
And the McAllisters are insane how rich they are. Like it's a point of like controversy on the internet now. People are going like, where the hell is this money coming from and stuff. So.
What does Peter do for a living? That he's got so many kids. So, but it is kind of odd that they've got. So it's just it's just Claire and Nick. Like they're empty nesters. The kids are all grown, but yet they still have enough room that the children and the grandchildren can all visit for the holidays, for Christmas, and nobody stays in a hotel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, or no one's sleeping on an inflatable bed in the basement or anything. Like, there's enough bedrooms for everyone to visit.
They do have that one scene of, because Felicity Jones and Jason Schwartzman are having to share a bed, and then the bed's way too small, because it's like her childhood bed, I guess.
It's her childhood bed from
and then he does
that's been me before, and it's horrible.
Yeah, but that's the type of that's one scene to indicate like, oh yeah, they say that they've still got that little tiny single bed, so he can't really fit on it properly.
Yeah, but that's not for financial reasons.
No, that's the thing though, because your whole thing, like, if the family were like, let's even say lower middle class, they would like, well, maybe she's really struggling and it's tough on finances to put Christmas together, and she wants this holiday so bad because like they can't afford it. But at one point, Dennis Leary is like, I'll just take you on a holiday. Like, we can just do that. Yeah. And then it's like, yeah, they can afford to do that. So it's more she just wants the prize for the title more than like, oh, I just need the break. Like
I don't think it's for the title. I think she only wants the prize because she wants to feel loved by her family.
Appreciated, yeah.
Appreciated, yeah. So I don't think it's even the title. I don't think she wants to brag to people. I think it is purely because then she would feel like, people do respect me.
Also,
my
there's
family.
No way she wouldn't be going across the streets to Joe and Chen to be like, well, you know who just won Mom of the Year or whatever.
That's the one exception. Yeah. She would go to her.
Well, no, I disagree only in that this show and the host was Zany Tim,
Zazie Timms.
Zazzy Tim.
Now they just flip the script and I'm telling Sean the character names.
Oh my, yeah, we're through the Looking Glass, people. But Zazzy Tim, like Claire, her personality is way too wrapped up in Zazzy Tim. She's got, she's got the monochrome candle that she's giving to the neighbor. She's trying new recipes because there's the Zazzy Tim cookbook.
Yeah.
She watches the show, So I think there is some of it is, she just wants to be appreciated. There's this Mom of the Year, or Christmas Mom contest that she wants to be nominated. But there's just way too much of this Zazzy Tim in her life. Like she has an unnatural obsession with this television show.
And there's no flip side to that, because also I can't get it out of my head that this is also like an Amazon produced, show, which an Amazon runs on capitalism, basically. So, and this is, a very consumerist-based kind of Christmas vibe about this. I feel other films might have done, like, she goes and meets Zazzy Timms, and it turns out, like, she's, like, her Santa. Where it turns out, like, Zazzy Timms isn't even real. Like, the woman's not...
Oh, wow.
She's, like, she turns out to be horrible, or, like, there's so much artifice about her that it's just, like, that's just a construct. It'll turn out, like, all her books are ghostwritten. She doesn't know how to, barely hold chopsticks, rather than let alone cook a whole friggin' dinner. That kind
I was worried that's what they were gonna do. I didn't want that.
But they don't go. It just goes into like, no, she's a lovely woman, and she's takes her under her wing, and then they're all hanging out with Gypsy from the Gilmore Girls at one point for some random scene of them all just sitting dishing with each other. And then it's just like, oh yeah, come back on the show tomorrow. Like it was a very like, oh yes, your beloved multi-millionaire TV show host is a lovely person, and we'll bend over backwards to accommodate the person who broke onto our set.
Yeah, celebrities, they're just like us.
Yeah.
Though I did wonder, like, who's doing a live show on Christmas?
Oh, 100%. Because that would be like...
Because if you remember from Scrooge, like one of the points was, he's doing this live show of the Christmas Carol on Christmas Eve, and like he's such an evil producer. He's making these people work on Christmas Eve, and here's this woman making people work on Christmas
Day, and a show the next day as well. Like it's like as if like this is just a Wednesday, like any other Wednesday. Basically, is
they don't get it, and they then later on they do explain like why she explains her rationale, like why I do a live show on Christmas, but still like. Okay, you don't like your family. What about your crew and everyone else? Maybe they want to spend the day with their families.
You get those two sort of very non-binary looking producers. They keep cutting to them, making like faces behind the camera, going, "Oh, oh, she's so right. And it's just like, they should be like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, I'm missing, I'm like, I only get to see my partner, like, you know, a couple of times a year, and I'm stuck here. God damn it. Like, what the hell's happening? No, that was, that whole, I didn't like the Zazie Tim's segment as much as I kind of, it feels again, although I like, again, Sean, you mentioned to tie this into another season of the next season. Got to see now, could we, how do we link it back to Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
We got to somehow. Yeah.
I guess she does go on a big adventure herself on the car. You know?
Well, she does.
How can we link it back to the Rugrats Hanukkah special?
Yes. When she first goes down, you know, to drive to the. Oh, hang on, my cat just knocked the microphone over, Drew. When she first goes to drive down to the show, you know, and they realise they've forgotten her. I just can't get this question out of my mind. Maybe I'm just not a family person, but you know, they're at this dance thing, this dance show, and they realize she's not there. Yeah. Why do the entire family leave the show?
Yes. They took two cars.
Her husband just do it.
Yeah.
I guess they all feel so guilty that they have to go and apologize. But even like Jason Schwartzman could be like, well, there's nothing to do with me.
Yeah. I feel sorry for Jason Schwartzman because his character, he's trying. Yeah. He's really trying to integrate with this family. And then they end up telling him he's boring.
Well, I also do feel like, in many ways, so many of us have been in that position too. Because like, he does do a bad thing in that, like, he tells, Devery Jacobs about like, oh yeah, I saw, her talking to another woman, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, but only as retaliation.
Only as retaliation. For, like, outright calling him boring, which is very outright offensive.
For calling him boring.
But his whole thing of, like, you've got this cool gay sister, and she's really trendy and hip and stuff, and I just want to, like, I want her to think that I'm cool. Like, it's, I get his vibe of being like, I just want the cool person to think that I'm cool,
Yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah. And then I do feel heartbroken. We never get any resolution, because we see, like, she picks up the present that he got her. And he's like, it's a t-shirt. And then she just like crumples it up and throws it away. And I'm like, I really want to see what the t-shirt was. Like, to get this comedy gold to be mined there as well. I was like, what t-shirt did he get her thinking this will be a cool thing that she likes? And it'll turn out
it could
to
have
be
been really embarrassing.
Yeah, it'll be like for like Starland Vocal Band or something really dorky.
He's like, what do young lesbians like? Let's find that.
Or something like
but I like
something vaguely offensive or something as well. Like, there's so many things you could do with that, but they just sort of leave it on the table. Like, come on, we're doing the work here for you. Like, this is another draft, another writer to come in to be like, hey, let's cut this up and make it.
So they got to save something for the sequel.
They'll do one. Sorry.
I was going to say I did like Doug, and I think he's like the least cliche of the characters because they mention it a couple, like at least twice, about him being an only child. But he doesn't like, maybe he tries too hard in trying to be friends with the siblings of his wife, but I don't know, he didn't come off as like, I didn't get only child vibes from him. Like, he seemed to like, I mean, there's a couple points that like when the moms disappeared and they're trying to do Christmas Eve dinner without her. And like, he's I don't know. He almost plays like middle child. Like, he tries to be the arbiter or tries to be the peacemaker, which like doesn't come off as an only child kind of thing. Like, he seems to actually have like some interpersonal skills.
Yeah.
Not saying that people that grow up as only children, can't have people skills, but like he doesn't come off as a cliche only child.
I agree.
So I like Doug. That's all I'm trying to say.
I feel like he's like Jason Schwartzman is almost too charismatic an actor for the part. If they want to make it that he's a really boring sort of like drab guy who's just like really trying, like that guy who played Gabe in The Office. He's who you get for that, because he can be just really awkward and he comes across as a blank slate of a person, and there's just a kind of real, it makes you a bit uneasy and stuff as well. It's like him playing that part 100%. Jason Schwartzman's the cool indie movie guy though. He's a Coppola. He's got a way about him, like even when he plays an asshole.
But then he's doing stuff like, I heard you bought a camera. I'm quite a shutterbug myself. Like,
I felt so sorry because again, he was trying so hard to connect.
Yeah,
even though he's using, outdated terms for his lifetime. Really,
I didn't shutterbug. I didn't think it was awesome, but like, I think I would use the term shutterbug, but okay.
Okay.
Right, look,
Most people don't.
I'll just go jump off a bridge then.
Oh, I connected with him. I did. Oh,
Yeah.
bless.
I will say though, okay, so we still kind of got the aura of the Zazie Tim scene in the air. So I want to point out like several things where like this has to be coincidence, but I felt like, is there any chance that they're doing little nods to things here and there? Because like, well, one thing, even because the way the title's spelled out, this would have to be some sort of like. I do declare a side project or something, because it's not oh what fun, it's oh full stop what full stop fun, as if it's meant to be said in an exasperated like what
fun.
So it feels like they kind of got the the wrong Batman Returns alumni to come in for this. Like it should have been walking there to be like, oh what fun. Like, and then you can spin it so many ways too to be like, oh what fun. Like you can mold that title to your whims, basically.
That's what the sequels are. They all just have different stuff, like question marks in there and things.
But
it's funny you bring up I do declare, because I was wondering about the exchange rate. Like, so how many periods equal an exclamation point?
Ah.
I think I think it would have such a drastically different tonal vibe if you put exclamation points in anywhere there. Like,
oh, what fun!
or
just,
oh, what fun?
Yeah. Oh, what comma
oh,
fun?
What
fun?
What? Yeah.
What fun? Or just have one that's like, oh what fun? Like it's only an exclamation point in the middle or something.
Incredible.
But there were little things there, like when she goes to the the motel she has to stay with Adebayo. She kept calling her Adebayo. We did so much of Peace Girl Summer calling her Tasty, and then been like, oh, now she transitions to Adebayo. But it's like Danielle Brooks is the actress's name.
No, Tasty.
Tasty.
Well, it was Ray Liotta, I think we ended up calling her on the show.
Yeah, that's a very deep cut. Listeners, you need to go and listen to Peace Girl Summer. Pay the $2. It's worth it. She's Ray Liotta.
Yeah, she goes to stay with Ray Liotta in the in that motel. And when she's given the keys, oh no, it's not the motel. It's when she goes to hire the car afterwards. She has to hire a new car. They give her keys with a little rubber duck, and I'm like, is that a nod to the other Christmas movie that Michelle Pfeiffer was in? Batman Returns.
Nah, you'd have given her one with a cat on.
Well, maybe they're like, oh, the cat would be too obvious, so they're like, this would be more subtle to be, or maybe she's like,
maybe.
They tried the cat with Michelle Pfeiffer, and she's like, no, but she didn't notice that the rubber duck was a Batman Returns. But there's even
She wouldn't remember. Let's be honest.
These ones that are like, there's no way. But like, I did feel, because at one point when she's fleeing the crime scene of stealing that candle, and she goes like, oh, if you want to mess with the eagles, you got to learn to fly. And in my head, I'm like, that's from Heathers. Yeah. That's like, real life sucks, losers dry. You want to fuck with the Eagles, you got to learn to fly. That's a Dan Waters script. Dan Waters wrote Batman Returns. And I'm like, is it? Because I've never heard anyone else say you want to mess with the Eagles, you got to learn to fly. That is, in my head, that's in the Heathers musical. That's a major feature of that line. And it's like, oh, so is that a nod to like Dan Waters? And then the whole ending of her this like, I want to be on this show so bad. I'm just gonna go to the studio and walk on the set and kind of just make me be on the show. Is like, oh, like Sean Young when she wanted to be Catwoman, and she just showed up on the Warner Brothers lot dressed as Catwoman, and Tim Burton had to hide under his desk and stuff because he was that scared of her. I'm like, could you have called this like a Sean Young Christmas? And it would it have been a better film had it been Sean Young. I would have had more of a unpredictable kind of edge to it. I think if it was like if Claire was played by Sean Young, I would be like, she might kill her family. I don't know I can't predict where this is gonna go.
That would have been a very different film.
Yeah. But I don't. It wouldn't be surprised if like there was some point in production they were like, oh, could we get Sean Young first? No, we can't. We can get Michelle Pfeiffer, though, who actually did end up playing Catwoman. So I'm sure they could afford Sean Young. They're probably just like, we don't want to work with Sean Young because she's got such a bad reputation and stuff. Because we had our whole, we had our...
A lot of people don't want to work with her. I'm not criticizing her. I don't know. I'm just saying a lot of people.
Well, we had a whole thing because we had our kind of Sean Young renaissance during that season where we're like, if you look into what she did, it just seems more like she has a sense of humor. And she was just very like, I go after what I want. And it was just like, oh, fair enough. Yeah. But apparently since, like, we know someone who's worked with Sean Young, and she's like, yeah, she's, she's nuts. Like, she does a lot of very volatile things. And then you find out since, like, oh, no, she's a big Trump lady, and she's, like, apparently very anti-Semitic, and all. And it's very like, so maybe Sean Young is, maybe she is as crazy as everyone kind of thought that she was. And it was like, her career went the way it did because there might have been elements of unfair treatment to her and stuff like that, but it also could have been like, well, we weren't there, we didn't have to deal with her, so we don't know exactly what happened. But
plus, unfair treatment though can make you feel like a victim, and then that makes you double down on things, and you become worse. A bit like the guy in Liverpool who used to own the alternative shopping centre. And then he ended up becoming a weird right-wing Nazi because the government screwed him over and like took all his land and didn't give him any money.
yeah. I'll say we not to turn it into the reverse Sean Young Renaissance podcast, but it's like, but it's like the entire time my mind was thinking like, this is what Sean Young did, and she's synonymous with Batman Returns for that story, and now they got Michelle Pfeiffer in here, and just all felt very like, oh, that's weird coincidence.
Yeah, but Michelle's reliable.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah. I think as I was going through it, like, if people aren't aware, because I don't think I mentioned at the start, I did forget my notes. So I'm raw dogging this episode from memory. But I feel throughout that I was constantly jotting down like a little like, that feels like it's a Batman thing. That feels like it's a Batman thing. That feels like it's a but then that is also our mental state for the most part of the last 10 years.
Well, for 90% of our lives since we started the show. Help us.
Yeah, there are a lot of references. I didn't pick up on as many of the Batman stuff as you guys have, but the sharing the motel room is like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Left Home Alone stuff is obviously some. There's lots of Home Alone references. Like I picked I there were so many that I got the feeling that there must be more that I'm missing.
Yeah,
like it seems like it's more than just, there's too many to be an accident. Well, also, so another, aside from like the obvious sort of Home Alone type storyline, but isn't the whole thing where like the family's going somewhere and there's so many people and so many cars that they don't realize someone's left behind.
Yeah.
I think that's what happens to the kid in Home Sweet Home Alone, where everybody thinks he was like in another car. I'm not going to go back and watch that movie again to confirm, because that movie was awful.
I did a quiz at work the other day. They sent around a Christmas quiz, and the answer to one of the questions, I got it right, was Home Sweet Home Alone.
Wow.
I was like, who the hell is referencing that?
I feel like I would remember that it was in that film. I don't know if I would remember that it was called Home Sweet Home Alone. That would be like crap Home Alone reboot. It would be just
Home Alone where you hate the kid even more.
Home Alone where you hate the kid. That's what they should call it.
So I feel like, because even then you could interpret like, her going to the mall on Christmas Eve to get a last minute Christmas present and shenanigans ensue is Jingle All the Way, It's like Then the guy keeps calling, leaving obscene phone calls, and then there's a dead body in the attic. That's Black Christmas, of course. That's a subplot that was in the extended version. I don't know if you watched that show.
Well, I think
Paul Rubens showing up and then Grace Jones popping out of a present that, of course, Christmas.
There's the bicycle. Sammy rides a bicycle. There's your Pee-wee connection.
So there we go. All bicycles lead back to Pee-wee, as we've long since established in cinematic lore. If there's any bicycle featured, it is, of course, a Pee-wee Herman reference.
I think it is deliberate, and it's because now it's in my mind fresh. It's explaining the beginning of the movie, referencing all the other films.
Yeah, but I feel like it doesn't, again, it's not pushing it far enough, though. Like, if she got left home alone, and then Joan Chen tried to come around to like leave something in the house, and Michelle Pfeiffer set up all these booby traps.
All these booby traps.
I also didn't get the resolution of that like plot line in that like she goes out of her way to buy to steal the giant toilet candle.
Yes.
And then she decides actually,
and then doesn't give it to her.
Doesn't give it to her. And then even when she goes over to be like, oh, I'm gonna go give her like these like biscuits or whatever, she just like, oh, I'm not even gonna give her the tin. I'm emptying it out into a paper bag, and then I'm gonna pretend that I made them. It's like, why not at least give her the tin? Because then that's like a nice ornamental tin, and you can be like, well, I spent maybe she's like, oh, like I guess it's so she can brag that she made them, rather than it's coming over.
Did she just realize that the competition between them is pointless and I want the candle? Screw it. I went through all that for the candle.
The thing that sets her off is that she has a flashback of Felicity Jones saying you can't give her stolen goods. That's what she's about to go over with it, and she hears her voice, hears Felicity Jones's voice in her head going, "You can't give her stolen goods on Christmas Eve." And then she goes, oh.
Which I disagree, because someone must have gotten your license plate at the mall, when they're all chasing you around. So they're going to look it up. They're going to know where you live. Like, you don't want stolen property in your house. I say yes. No, give it away. Give it away.
There's no repercussions for the whole Zazie Timms things. Also, no repercussions for stealing that. Like, that candle's probably worth like 50. Actually, no. In modern day America, and with a family this rich, that's probably like $150 candle or something. Like, it's probably
easily.
So they should be like it should climax again with a kind of Christmas Vacation-esque sort of thing of like, all these people show up at the house, and then the cops land.
The cops show up
as well, or even go like she goes on this crazy trip and it turns into like a Blues Brothers thing where it's like by the end of it, the army's after Michelle Pfeiffer and everything like. I'm craving so many better films while watching this. I'm just like, God
what
damn.
a movie that would be.
But
something I do appreciate in this,
and it just ends up as being like, okay, yeah.
Something I do appreciate in this, though, I'm trying to pick all the positives because I had quite a lot of positives. I really like. There's that bit that I felt so bad from initially, right, where Sammy admits to the neighbor. Not Joan Chen, her kid. Basically, like, I had a crush on you, and I felt so awkward for him. Like, no, you don't say that to someone. But then they end up having a bit of a fun time together. They're drinking, and of course, your first thought is when he's not there in the morning. Oh, they had sex.
Oh, yeah.
They had sex, and I like the twist of when they get there. It's like, nah, he got too drunk. It's like, but she doesn't deny that they were gonna.
Yeah. No, I feel like it's gonna be like the ending implicates like, oh no, they are definitely gonna be a couple, and like
maybe.
Which
I like the way we don't find out though, because it's a bit more realistic. Of like, well, if he was drinking that much, let's be honest, he won't be up to much that night.
Well, but they are still together a year later, the following Christmas.
True.
So
like he's still not done. I guess every time he's just like, I can't.
This never happens to me. It's happened to you every night for a year.
It turns out then like
I need to stop drinking.
Claire gifts him some some help, and it's like, I picked up something at the pharmacy, and on my way back picking up the plump Christmas goose this year.
Oh, this is the sequel.
Also, shout out to that's the
goose.
that actress is Havana Rose Liu. As well, who's also I perked up when I saw her. Just like, oh, it's one of the ladies from Bottoms, which is also a much better film. It came out a couple years back, which is also like a comedy film. The full tilt goes into like zany cartoon humor, where it's like, it feels like a successor to like Better Off Dead or something. Like it's a real like, oh, we're doing a teen movie, but it's gonna be nuts. So I was excited to see her. I was like, oh, I like her. So yeah, and then she delivered for what little bit. I feel everyone is kind of delivering with what little material they have. It's just that we ain't got nothing else. Devery Jacobs is like, I could kill as a lead character or something, but they're not giving me anything to chew on with this.
It's tough in an ensemble like this. There's very few directors who can pull that off, and writers, who can give everyone the right screen time and things to do and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I will actually. Yeah. So, sorry. Go ahead there, Sean.
Well, I was just gonna say, speaking of the writer, so the writer on this, the story is by Chandler Baker, and this is like her IMDb. this like, and she's in as writer, producer. She's got a bit part. I think she's one of the women in the audience or on stage at the Zany Tim show at the end. So she's got writer, producer, actress, just this. And then she's got two other, I think, writing credits for like things that are coming up. But this is basically like the only thing she's done so far, at least as far as IMDb is concerned.
Well, I've got a question then. That's nuts, right? How do you? And I'm not knocking because I liked the movie. I thought it was pretty fun. How do you get this gig?
Yeah.
As I mean, fair enough. You're the writer. Okay, Amazon say we'll buy that off you. How do you get the job as the director for Amazon with these stars?
Yeah. Oh, afraid she didn't direct it though, because
I thought Sean just said director.
No, she just.
Oh no, sorry. So writer and producer. No, it was directed by Michael Showalter.
Yeah. Michael Showalter.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. I was like, what?
Much more established.
Yeah.
Like, but it is. How does she get a script? To be made without them going like, because the infamous thing in Hollywood is like, oh yeah, your script's perfect, we're going to rewrite it. Like that's what they do. So how did she get like a sole writing credit on a movie where it's just like, you feel they would have been like, oh yeah, we'll take this, we're going to hire someone else to come in and rewrite it all,
a team of 10.
Yeah. And then you come out with the movie. But it feels like, just to go from like, here's a script I wrote, and then we're sitting here going like, you could have done so much more with this. And they didn't. They just took it. And unless they did rewrite it. Maybe she wrote an amazing script and they whittled it down to this. And then they just gave her this.
And then Amazon got their capitalist teeth into it. I do want, I didn't dig further than just looking up who gets the writing credit, who gets the story credit. It, like what's her story or what's their story? How did they get to this point? As we're talking about it, I get the feeling like this is someone who has promise, who may write some good screenplays in the future, but isn't quite there yet. Yeah. But it could be that she wrote a fantastic story and then, then the suits get their hands on it. And they're
like, but we gave you sole credit like though. This, and she's like, but this isn't what I wrote. But it's a bit like too, the, like earlier this year, like the Phoenician Scheme came out. And like there's the lead, the kind of young and coming, Up and coming? Is that the what? I just forgot that.
Up and coming.
Up and coming. Not young and coming.
Young and coming. That's a side podcast we have going on about that. It's the Emmanuel films, 1 minute at a time.
Emmanuel, minute by minute. Let's do it.
Let's do it. I would do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the lead kind of actress in that. I was like, I've never seen this lady in anything before. Like, how she just jumped out of nowhere into being like the co-lead against Benicio del Toro in a major movie from Wes Anderson. And then you look up, I was like, oh, it's Kate Winslet's daughter. It's like,
Nepo.
So it might not have the credits now, but you might be eventually after a while it turn out like, yeah, she's, she's like someone's wife, or she's like most likely, because this movie is like, it's got Ma Apatow in it, who's Judd Apatow's kid. You got Jason Schwartzman, who's also like, he's, of the Coppola dynasty, Havana Rose Liu is also, her family are mega rich. Felicity Jones' family are mega. It could be this whole like, oh, it's a bit of a, because even Michael Showalter himself is like, his mom's like a major literary critic. It's like really, really famous in her own right. And then you find out afterwards, like, oh no, her son's the guy who like directed The Big Sick and stuff. You're like, oh wow. I also felt too, because at the end of it, because so much of a heavy emphasis on how great moms are and like how much mothers do for you and stuff. And the fact that his mother is such like a kind of renowned intellectual literary critic and stuff, and very, very well respected, Elaine Showalter. I imagine him as like, I made you this movie, ma, and her been like, well, it was a bit
middling.
Yeah, it was a bit trite, wasn't it? Just been like, I made it just for you.
He's trying hard.
Here's one though. This potentially, this might lose you, Sean. In that, because Michael Showalter's very acclaimed director for various projects, and
yes,
like one of the ones I just mentioned there, The Big Sick, of course, the Coma movie with Camille Nanjiani and Zoe Kazan, came out a couple years back. Loved that. He did a great movie a couple years back too called Hello, My Name Is Doris, about this like Sally Field was like this like kind of this older lady who started like really wanted to get a new lease of life, and she kind of falls for a younger man who comes in to work with her. And just I love it as a movie just because Sally Field's outfits in it are incredible. She's just got this very this very, very eccentric style and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, she's like, whoever the costume or was like, give them a raise and stuff. And he's done things, he's been sketches here, there, and everywhere. And he's, he was an actor first, and then he's been around for a long time. But his biggest thing is Wet Hot American Summer. And that's a movie with a stacked cast. People I absolutely love. Like, Janine Garofalo and David Hyde Pierce, two of my favorite people in the world, share many scenes in that film together. And Paul Rudd's in there way before he's famous, and et cetera, et cetera. It was so beloved. Eventually, they brought it back. Yeah. And even Paul Rudd came back for it and stuff like that, even though now he's a mega superstar and stuff. And I cannot stand Wet Hot American Summer. I've never made it the whole way through it. Every time I'm watching it, I'm just like, why isn't this a better film? How have they messed this up so badly that, like, this is just so... It feels like it's got that same thing with Empire Records where, like, everyone loves it. And I'm like, I do not get what the hell this is. Like,
now, that's one I do like.
I can't get on board with that either. And, like, I feel like it's so weird because Michael Showalter, he's like a roller coaster for me, where I'm just like, Big Sick, great. My Name is Doris, great. Wet Hot American Summer, garbage. This, it's kind of been there. It was just, I don't know if I feel like this could be, I said to you, what do you think of Wet Hot American Summer, Sean? You're like, we're going to do it instead of Spinal Tap at one point. I love that film so much because I know it does have such a massive following.
I like it. I wouldn't say I'm a fanatic. I never contemplated covering it in a podcast, but yeah, I like it. And maybe it's like a cultural thing of having like been to American summer camps, and my experience wasn't quite the way it's depicted in in the movie, but yeah, I mean, maybe that's what it is, but yeah, no, I like it. I think I've liked everything of that Showalter has done that I've seen. He's pretty consistent for me.
It could be the same thing too with, like, maybe it is a cultural, like, I always think that like worldwide we've all been so brought up in American media these days that, like, so much of it, like, oh yeah, I get it, I'm not American, but I get what this is. Like, I can figure out what White Castle is for Alan Kumar go to White Castle.
You can usually figure these things out just from context.
Yeah. But then, major film in America is A Christmas Story. And I can't stand A Christmas Story either. It's just like, this is just...
I don't like it.
It's like, it's just terrible to me.
Oh, well, you're both wrong. It's a classic. It's the perfect Christmas movie. You guys are crazy.
No, the perfect Christmas movie is Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh, yes. Okay. You got me there.
That's one that hasn't crossed over with Oh What Fun. It's like, if she had to share a bedroom with a Muppet, then we would have, like... Yeah. Or she went to...
Well, you've got the Elf on the Shelf.
Oh, I guess there you go.
Muppet sort of thing.
Maybe that was the Muppet representation, was the Elf on the Shelf.
Are you basically asking which Muppet do you want to bang? You said share a bedroom with the Muppet.
I think you mean, like, in terms of, like, well, she had to share a bedroom with Adebayo. Sorry, Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta.
I have to say, I really related to her in that moment too. Like, so that was supposed to be conveying in a very planes, trains, and automobiles style. Like, imagine having to share a room with someone, and they turn out like they've got all these habits that are really, really irritating. So she's like, "Oh yeah, do you mind if I turn on? I gotta have the TV on. Do you mind if I watch something?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, fine." And then she's like, "Yeah, I gotta have it really loud though." And then she also turns on the whale sounds and stuff.
And the whale sounds. Yeah.
That is me. Like, every night, like, I have rain sounds, and then
I have rain sounds. Yeah. I don't like the whale ones though.
I have because I not to go too deep, but I have associations with the whale sounds with my previous job, which I really hated. But it was one of those things because we had to edit so much a day, like in English editing, like proofreading. You had to get through 40,000 words a day, so you would do whatever you could to concentrate. And so at one point I was listening, I had whale sounds on to just so my mind wouldn't wander. I needed
I need stuff like that too. Yeah.
But I can't do whale sounds anymore because I'm like, no, I associate it with that job, and I can't ever go back. I can't ever go back there. Well, the rain sounds, but then also it used to be rain sounds were enough, but now I'm like the silence. The voices in my mind that are kind of like the anxious thoughts that come creeping in. I do have now, like, on my phone. It'll be like those 6-hour live streams are like, who the hell's watching these? Like our friend, frequent guest of the show, Brittany Simon, does these mental, like, marathon live streams.
Yeah,
and I'll be like, I'd never watch that. I'll put it on, put it to the side, and then just have her talking. And then, then I can nod off. But it has to be that and the rain sounds. So, like, when I was presented with, Adebayo, and like, I need both these things, I'm like, yeah, I get you. So, I can imagine at 1.2 of, a future partner, they will have to contend with me going, yeah, sorry, I'm gonna have to have these things on. It seems.
That's the thing, though. You can understand why someone who doesn't do that would find it very hard to cope with. Yes. At first.
Oh, because some people will
like,
also
and if they're a partner, okay, I'll get used to it. But they're just spending one night together.
Yeah. It's Do you have anything, Sean? Do you have any of your when you go to bed at night, it's like, I need to have the Spinal Tap soundtrack playing, otherwise.
Of course.
No, I just go to sleep. I just go to bed. Though I do like I do need like a blanket, like a heavy blanket. Like even in the summer, even if I'm sweating, I need to have something on top of me. But I can't wear socks. It can be like no matter how cold it is, I can't sleep with socks. Right. But that's as far as I go.
It's funny how we've all got these quirks. Other people just lay down and go to sleep. It's like no, that's not how it works for us.
People will just conk out instantly. But no, I've got a whole even too like in blankets. I always have to have like a bunched up at my back, so like my neck isn't exposed, as if it's some sort of subconscious fear of a vampire coming in. I'm like, oh no, I can't just.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I've got to have the covers like up to my chin.
Yeah.
At all times, because if it goes down below your shoulders, I mean, a monster will get you.
Well, you can't. Your foot cannot hang over the edge of the bed.
Oh, of course,
because. Then that's instant death.
That's a classic.
That's
international law. Everything. We're all aware of this, of course.
You get arrested.
The treaty with the monsters that they don't come out unless you're just baiting them with the foot.
No, I tried whale sounds once because when I got my Alexa, I had to say that quietly in case she heard me. When I got that,
we all live in fear of these things. We're like, I can't say in case it hears.
Can't say his name.
No, we're talking about it.
Because I'd never used the sleep sounds before. It was before I knew I had the ADHD. And of course, part of that is your mind going. So a good way of doing it is like what you were doing now with your whale sounds while you're working. So I tried the different sounds out. I'll give this one a go, give that one a go. And I was like, oh, well, whale sounds are popular. I'll try that one first. It's terrifying. It's like a nightmare. I think you would have nightmares all night if you had these whales. Because it's eerie. You're laying there and it's all calm and then it's just like... and it's like, what the... It's horrifying. Whereas at least the rain is not like... It's something humans are used to hearing.
Yeah.
You're not used to hearing a whale.
I just love the rain so much in general. Like, I'm always happy when it's a rainy day because I'm just like, oh, great. And so that's why if you get a good storm, too, because I'm up on the top floor, so I get the full tilt of any rain hits, I'm getting the full sound of it. So I will turn off the rain sounds if there's actual rain on the roof, because I'm like, I'm going to go for the real thing. I'm not going for your...
No, I'm a sicko. I have to have them on anyway.
It's like, I don't want your synthesized fake rain. I got the real deal right here. But no, my Alexa, the only thing it's used for is the rain sounds. It's basically like a 50 quid sleep machine. Like if it's...
Yeah.
Occasionally I'll set an alarm on it, but like the only thing... Because I don't need it for anything else. I'm just like, everything I need, I'll just do it on my phone or whatever. But like,
well, it's kind of similar for me. Like, it's my rain sound thing. I do set my alarm on it, and the only other thing is like once I get up and turn the sounds off, for the benefit of the cat, I put a radio station on, and then I just leave. I'm not listening to it. It's for her.
Yeah.
Anyway, what fun!
Yes.
What fun!
What fun!
Oh, what
fun!
I got a fever, and the only cure is more fun.
Is more fun.
Okay, here's something else I like. When her husband, is very apologetic at the end for them mistreating her and things like this. Well, not mistreating her makes it sound like he was beating her. I don't mean like that. You know what I mean, viewers, listeners.
Also, to quickly correct, Edgar Friendly was his name in Demolition Man. Because how did we forget the name Edgar Friendly? It's an iconic name from Demolition Man.
Now that's a Muppet name.
Yeah.
Edgar Friendly is a Muppet.
If she was just married to one of the Muppets in this movie, it would be come in and it was like Sam Eagle was playing her husband or something. I'm like, yeah, now we got a movie.
All right. So sorry, John. End of the movie. The husband's making up. He feels bad.
Yeah. Well, all the family as well are apologizing. And what I like is that at first she's not sort of accepting it on face value because she rightly asks something that they never ask in movies that people need to. Well, what's really changed though? You can't just say, sorry, because she'll go back home and the same thing will happen.
Right.
We do then find out that they have actually taken it on board. But from her perspective, it's like, no, convince me that you are actually sorry and you are going to change. Because otherwise, what's the point in this?
It's going to come back to like, Jingle All the Way to where he's just like, yes, but seriously, I do have to go to the office. Like, I learned the lesson, but no, who do you think pays for everything here? Of course I have to work.
It would become that. It would. So I thought it was quite good. And when he is apologetic and stuff, I wish more people sort of got this opportunity to say, oh, I did screw up. I am sorry. I am going to change this for you. Because a lot of people would just, I don't know, they just don't ever talk about it.
Yeah.
From both sides. Like people just don't want to talk about these things. And it's quite nice to see it in a film.
Yeah, there they go.
This is one of the healthier dysfunctional families I think we've seen in movies.
Yeah. Which is, again, I think why it feels a bit real to me, because I can connect this to people I've known and things like that. It's not too over the top, which obviously upsets Niall, but and it would be a more fun film, but it would also be less real. Yeah. You might connect with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if there's much more that to say about Oh What Fun.
Yeah, I like one of the things I like is we have a Christmas movie where the message is screw your family, do it for yourself.
Yeah.
Well, she spent all these years only looking after her family,
Only looking after the family. And at the end, because we get it twice. So we get it once when she makes that decision, when we see she's like, I wanted my family to nominate me to be on this show. Screw it. I'm just going to get in this car and drive and break in and do it myself. But then also Zazie says, when they're talking about after the show and she's talking about, why do I do this show on Christmas? Because, my family would neglect me. So I said, so I'm going to I'm going to give myself a Christmas present. And apparently what she wanted was a live TV show on Christmas is the gift she gives to herself. We kind of get that reiterated, like, again, just screw your family. If you want it, you just do it for yourself.
It's even too,
which is not, it's not the usual Christmas message you get in these
even
movies,
when she spends the night with Danielle Brooks too, because she's just like, I'm just out here. She's like a truck driver. She's like, I'm just out here by myself. She's like, I'm so sorry. She's like, oh no, I love it. Like, I just drive by myself for days and just crank my podcast. Like, I'm having a great life.
I got my Sleepy Charlie Media podcast, and I just,
they keep calling me Ray Liotta on it for some reason, but whatever. But like, it does feel that is a kind of weird flip on, because usually Christmas specials we would have grown up on would have always been like not so much just give to your family and stuff. It would have been like give to like others, like the end of Muppets Christmas Carol, Scrooge giving. Or donating all the money to the poor and then getting the gift of the red scarf from the
bunny, right? Or no, from Beaker.
I was trying to remember his name. I was going to say Scooter. I was like, no, it wasn't Scooter. It was the other. And I was going Professor Honeydew, and then you popped in there. So I was like, thank you, Sean. Yeah. But usually, I remember even like episodes of Frasier and stuff where like he abandons his family and stuff, and then he ends up like. The true meaning of Christmas is like he loses his wallet, and then these homeless people end up paying for a Christmas dinner for him and stuff. And it's supposed to be like, community amongst people and like giving to strangers, and then like the kindness of like Christmas is supposed to be about like giving to everyone, celebrating, not thinking about yourself, but thinking about everyone else. And then if other people are thinking about you as well, we can all communally help each other. It's supposed to be the season of giving. And for this movie to be like end with her in the hot tub by herself and then like, fuck him. It's kind of a bit of a. And then the fact that it's again made by Amazon is very kind of like it all feels a bit a bit weird to me.
Yeah.
This should be.
I'm a little surprised, like in that final scene when she's just Claire's alone in the hot tub. Like there isn't like a delivery guy come up and like, I don't know, deliver a bottle of champagne or something.
Like a
or,
drone comes in.
Chocolate covered strawberries or something. There's.
Well, it was one of the
Hey,
things.
thank God this is a rare Amazon movie where they didn't keep going on about Amazon, like with War of the Worlds.
I almost would have preferred if they did, though, where it was at the end she gets a champagne glass delivered by drone, and like Ice Cube's voice comes out of it to be like, "Hey, I got your thing here."
I'll never forget that a central part of that War of the Worlds, a key plot point, is that one of them works for Amazon.
Yeah. That was like the climax of the movie. Is like we need a USB stick to be delivered by an Amazon drone. And you have to go through the process of checking out and everything in order for the order to be completed.
And look how quick and easy it is to check out.
Yeah. But I like that I don't know this, this is like the writer, or maybe this is Michael Showalter, he added this, but I like that someone saw Scrooged with Bill Murray, and their takeaway was, if you want to save somebody, save yourself. Like they thought that's the moral of that movie, and they're like, yes, we need more of that in Christmas.
I'm on her side. This movie's a love letter to mothers.
Again, though, but it's still just because I think maybe because they're already so rich, so it's just like a rich person getting more of what she wants. It's just like when you're talking about Scrooge, Sean, great movie. And again, one of the most memorable parts is like Bill Murray's just like his deluge at the end of just like, if you want it to happen, it can happen. I believe it. And his whole thing is just like, it's so emotional. And you're like, yeah, well, I think this horrible, corrupt man has been redeemed. And he's all about giving to others now. And then just to be like, yeah, this woman who was like really wrapped up in this delivering a perfect thing that she wanted to like enforce upon her family. And they didn't appreciate it enough. Now, she's going more inward. Basically, it's like
the big change, the big expression of the Christmas spirit, and as we've been saying, about giving and doing for others and everything. The big expression of the Christmas spirit that we get at the end of the film is they're in this like right out of a travel magazine ski lodge with these two huge families and tons of gifts and this incredibly expensive holiday that they've gone on just for themselves, just for their family.
Maybe then to make it even make it better, just make them like just a bit poorer, like a poor working class family who are trying really hard, and that's why she wants to be on the show as well.
Oh yeah, totally. Or what I would do is when she gets there and she meets the other moms, and then she sees, because her whole thing is like, I want to create the perfect Christmas in my mind, that this is and the Christmas has to be like this, and then have them be like, well, I've got 19 kids, our Christmas looks like this, and it's some kind of thing that's completely foreign and weird to her, and then she hears like, maybe there's different, she go and talk to Joe and Chen and hear like, oh well, in China we do this for Christmas, and she's like, what the hell's that? And it's a completely different type of thing. And then she, the more she talks to the other mothers and the other people who got their own traditions, and she's like, oh, Christmas can be, it's about like the warmth between people and the spirit of being kind for the sake of being kind and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's not about crafting this perfect, picture postcard thing that I'm obsessed with. Maybe I should again, at the same time, her family are being dicks to her because it is horrible that they leave her behind and stuff. That is an unforgivable, she's organized everything and then they leave her behind.
Yeah, but the two things are true. And I think that's what the ending is about, isn't it? Yes, they were horrible to her. They've apologized genuinely. But at the same time, she was trying almost too hard.
Yeah.
She was trying to give them something that they didn't necessarily want.
I mean, Felicity Jones outright says to her, I do not want, I want to do a different type of Christmas. And I guess at the end, she is like, well, we are doing that different kind of Christmas. But now
she had to learn that. That was her, journey.
Yeah, but also I've forced the family to come in on top of it as well. So it's
but that's a really important lesson for a lot of people to learn in real life, and not just in mediocre holiday movies. But so when you do something for someone else, well, that's your decision to do it, and you need to be satisfied with what you're doing. And if they're not happy. I mean, it's different if they've requested. If they've said, "Please do this," then
that's
kind of on them. But if you just volunteer, come out of your own mind. Oh, here's this nice thing I'm doing for someone else. well, you're really doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
And you have to, and we'll go, I guess we can reference Groundhog Day. That's, you do it. Yeah. You do it for yourself, and you're kind of, yes, doing something kind of literally for someone else, but kind of, I guess, figuratively or spiritually, you have to understand, like, you can't force someone to accept a gift. You just,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
give it because you enjoy the giving. And if you don't enjoy the giving, then don't give it.
Yeah.
But don't put your hang-ups onto someone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's kind of one of the lessons that I hope Claire learns. I think Claire's learned that.
I think she does.
Yeah.
She does. They all become better people.
I think Felicity Jones does.
Yeah.
She does learn at the end too. It's like, because she comes out with a thing of like, well, you don't realize how many more Christmases you're going to have with your parents, so maybe try to have as many as you possibly can, which is a nice message. But you could also have a thing of like, I want to create new traditions and I want to do my own thing. Maybe I should just like visit my mother more. There you go. Like, you could have it both ways. You could like, I don't have to go to her for Christmas, but I should reach out and talk to her more and stuff. And it's like, but it all just felt like it just didn't gel. It didn't fit together for me. I'm like, I can see the pieces are here, but at the end, I just felt very empty. It was just very like, it just seems like rich lady was stressed out about the thing that she didn't really need to stress out about all that much. And then,
but it's still 100,000 times better than Candy Cane Lane. And that's all that matters. They're getting slightly better at making these.
I think I still also get the slight ick of, again, because it's an Amazon thing. Although, to be fair, this was also true of Wednesday when we were reviewing that, because I got Netflix again specifically to like be able to like, Wednesday will be piped in then, so I can just cancel it as soon as that's done. And then I've learned now that both on Netflix and Amazon Prime, when you pause, used to be like the thing with pause. Now they blast you with adverts, like giant adverts.
They show
like in the middle of Wednesday, which is a very gloomy, darkly colored show. Giant yellow advert for Avante popped up, and you're just there, like it sears your eyes because the contrast is so severe. And they're just like, don't you forget, we are selling you products. Like, even if you think you've got a moment of respite. Yeah. Well, I paused this for a second, and then they tried to flog me The Scent of a Man. Some sort of weird cologne, like The Scent of a Man, and the model was Tom Holland. And I'm like, you mean Spider Boy? Like, Tom Holland's not a man. He's like 15 years old. What are you talking
He's
about?
the most manly man, masculinity.
I'm sure he's probably like near 30 now. But I'm like, Tom Holland in my mind is not masculine. He's a very boyish boy. You know?
Agree.
Yeah, I just noticed that I don't watch a ton of Prime. But I paused it because I wanted to get a picture of. I saw someone had posted as a goof. Someone had posted as a goof that when Claire maps out the route to drive to go to Burbank to go to the show, and like her phone says it's like 10 hours, and someone had put in a goof like, well, no, they're in Houston, and Houston it's a 20-hour drive, and I wanted to get a screenshot where they show she's not driving from Houston because she's already been driving half a day. Like she already took off and just started. I don't know if she was driving randomly or whatever, but she's been driving for half a day before we see her in that scene head specifically to Burbank. And it shows she's like somewhere near Albuquerque, New Mexico, which is about a 10-hour drive from Burbank. But I wanted to get a picture of like her phone showing the GPS and like showing the starting point and like, I paused it. Yeah. Bloody ad. What the heck?
Yeah.
Evil.
Well, it's anti-podcaster hate is what it is. Because who else is trying to take pictures of who else is pausing and taking pictures of the screen?
It's sending people
it's all
to
part of the war on Christmas.
podcast.
The War on Christmas podcast.
So you have to go to your other routes to watch these things now, like Sean Tube and Rick Buster in order to get
I don't know, man. I don't know if you'll cut this out or if I'm going to open myself for prosecution. But so I pay for Amazon Prime. I have the video service. A lot of times I end up downloading stuff. Oh yeah, just because they put ads in. I'm like, what? I'm paying. Why am I getting ads? And I'm paying.
Oh no, totally.
Yeah. So
100%, yeah.
I end up going to the dark web. And downloading stuff that I could watch perfectly legally, but then I'd have to sit through the adverts.
No, it's in like, and I've got because I've been paying for YouTube Premium for so long, but then when I nip back to like, or I go over to see like visit someone, they put on things on YouTube and they're not paying for it, and you realize that there's adverts like every 2 minutes now. I'm just like, this is unusable. Like these, like they're encroaching these things in so much. But like Amazon is particularly egregious because it's like, I'm paying for this. What are you doing putting adverts in this?
If you pay, there shouldn't be a single ad.
No,
because you're paying.
No,
exactly.
Insane behavior. But of course, though, Sean, you mentioned there she's driving near Albuquerque, New Mexico. Which is the perfect place to break bad, I understand. So it's good, suitable if she's going there, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, I think, although again, I said I forgot my notes, so
you noted
I believe I'm noted out, mentally at least. So.
I've got plenty. Like we're maybe a third into all my notes.
Oh wow!
I could go, but I think I've covered the major points. There's kind of two more things I want to mention really quick. One is at the very end, that final scene at the ski lodge, like the year later, what's her name? Chloe. Is she wearing the jacket that Claire gets from the random person in the diner? Like the guy's like, oh, I can't let you go out in the cold. Like, here, take my jacket. I think that's the jacket that Taylor is wearing.
Oh, I'm looking at it now. I think
the following year.
Oh, but then now remembering that guy, dude, that was a weird scene to me because I felt like that should have been from your earlier Christmas specials of like, this a random act of kindness from a guy, from just a random stranger, will lead to like, the spirit of Christmas is just giving for the sake of giving and making sure that others okay, blah, 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 rather than any gratification, rather than any sort of getting on Zazie Tims to get a acknowledgement, etc., etc. And yet that guy never reappears. The fact that his role was so
and that it doesn't go anywhere.
I thought, is he a famous cameo? I don't recognize the guy. It would be fair enough if it was like Sam Elliott reprising his role from The Big Lebowski or something. Like, but it was just a guy that I guess she was talking to earlier, but we don't see any ability. It's just a random dude just gives her his jacket.
Yeah,
and it's really like.
Well, I was trying to wonder because we talked about the references to Batman Returns and Plane, Trains, and Automobiles and like all these other things. And I was wondering, like, is there another Christmas movie or holiday movie where like a stranger gives the protagonist a jacket? Like, it kind of feels like that's a reference to something, but I couldn't figure out what it was.
Well, maybe. I don't.
Unless that's like the Alonzo Mosley sunglasses of this movie.
You're just trying to get in another season of the next scene, aren't you, John?
Yeah, there you go.
We know what you're doing.
Always be plugging. I know
there is a Christmas-based short story called The Overcoat by Nikolai Gogol because they adapted it into like an Irish animated short with Cillian Murphy. But I don't think that involves just randomly giving a coat to person. That's like a guy I think he ends up giving his coat away at the end. So maybe I'll have to go and rewatch that because I remember it being really good. And it does involve, it revolves around an overcoat, obviously. But I think it's that he achieves a level of, like, economic prosperity. And at the end, everything gets stolen from him. But he ends up giving the coat away anyway. Because he's just like, no, it's just the right thing to do and stuff. But yeah, so maybe they're going in for like, we've given you your Home Alone references. But now we're going into the Nikolai Gogol territory here.
The deep cuts,
Yeah.
But no, I thought that felt like that was cut down from a much bigger scene. Like that was, or at least it should have been like, obviously couldn't have. Who would you get to be like a John Candy in this scenario? Like a Jim Belushi or something would be there to be like, hey, it's that guy, and here's a nice little scene between two people. But it was just a random weird this guy like forcing his coat on Michelle Pfeiffer. It was just bizarre.
Yeah, because this rich white lady has so many problems that she needs, this guy to be giving her a coat.
Yeah, she hasn't got anything in the world, damn it.
But then it'd been like friggin' like Camille Nanjiani, just to be like, oh yeah, remember The Big Sick? I also made that. Like just to be like, hey, there's a random cameo from a guy.
Yes,
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
But no, so this woman, like her car gets towed, and so I'll just buy another car.
Oh yeah.
Must be nice.
That's the thing too. Again, because you don't have like Neil from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is rich. But he doesn't have the means to get to where he's like he's running on empty. Like that's part of the fun of the movie is like a guy who should be going through a pretty cushy trip home is literally stripped of everything, and then this is kind of like,
Yeah.
and I'm afraid she's still got her credit cards, and she wanted like that car rental will probably be like what $200. She won't even think about it because it's just like, oh, whatever, it doesn't. It's just a drop in the bucket to the Claus Masters or whatever the family name was.
Claw. I love your different versions of this every time.
What are they called? Let's see. Klausters.
I don't even remember anymore. Close the windows.
Like
Klausmeisters or something. I don't know.
And then hit.
My last thing. I know you're trying to wrap up. I could really talk about this movie for another.
It's gonna be next season. The next scene podcast is gonna be. You know what? I'm bringing down.
Might just be like the remaining 2 pages of my notes. Yeah. I just want a quick shout out. You probably have some people listening that are just listening to the podcast, haven't seen the movie. They're wondering if they should see it or not. I want to mention Zach Oyama is in it. Which means nothing to like 98% of the people listening.
I have no idea who that is.
And 2/3 of the people like on this show right now. But for a certain segment of your audience that knows about Dropout TV and College Humor and shows like Game Changer and Make Some Noise and Very Important People, like there's a certain segment of people that like that name Zach Oyama would mean something to. He's one of the Wang Wassermans. He's one of the children, and like we see him singing when they do their little a cappella thing.
Oh, okay.
And he's the one who's got the line when they see Claire on TV, and he's like, "Wow, your mom is a great dancer." Anyway, so that's Zach Oyama, and it's like there's this. It's a streaming service. It's like mostly comedy. It's some stand up, some improv show, some scripted things, but it's like it's a troupe of like, I don't know, maybe like a dozen comedians. And like, so you see a lot of the same people on all these different shows. But it's very funny. It's very good. It's worth checking out. It's dropout.tv. Folks should check it out. And yeah, so Zach Oyama.
I will say, John, because I've clicked on the link here to Dropout, and so a picture of some of the cast members. All these people have been in the Star Wars Minutes prequel reenactments. It's all those, like Vic Michaelis who played Obi-Wan.
Vic Michaelis who was Obi-Wan in the prequels, and it's
got the
incredible
the lady who did like the New York Yoda, the like kind of like Carol Kane-ish kind of voice and stuff. Like she's one of them as well. It's like every picture's like, oh, they were in one, they were in one, they were like, so yeah, that's who those people are now. I had no idea before, Sean, but
that's what I should know the audience, and I should have said the people from from the Star Wars stage script readings.
Oh, Josh Rubin's one of them too. I actually love just Josh Rubin's, because he's made loads of films and stuff. He's a really good director, so I'm like, oh wow, he was one of these people as well apparently. Did Scare Me, and then the adaptation of Werewolves Within, which were both great.
Werewolves in. That's right.
Hard Eyes earlier this year. The only Valentine's Day based serial killer movie you need is
because there's loads of them out there, but you only need this one.
Exactly. But yeah, thanks much. It's one of those weird ones. I always see these people, like you said, pop up in clusters together. And I've always been like, they must be like part of like the Upright Citizen Brigade or something. And then like now you've explained it. Oh, that's why they're always together. It's because they are part of
it. It used to be College Humor, which I never really got into, but I just know the name College Humor, where they just post. It was an online thing. They would just post funny videos and skits and stuff. And now they all got together and like they pooled their pocket change and they made a streaming service. So now it's Dropout TV, but it's basically if you're familiar with College Humor, it's that troupe, and now they're doing TV. Now they're doing streaming. But yeah, really funny, and it's always great, and they have of course they've got a Facebook group, but like anytime one of those actors show up in something else, like the group goes crazy and there's screenshots and everything. And so Zach Oyama, check it out. There you go.
Oh, hell yeah. On that bombshell, should we all head off and enjoy Christmas and feast and drink?
I keep forgetting this is our Christmas special. Hey, it's Christmas, everybody.
Woo, party time. It's Christmas time.
Also, as of recording too,
edit in some jingle bells here.
Yeah.
As of recording,
Merry.
It's still Hanukkah too, so happy Hanukkah, Sean.
It is still, thank you. Happy Hanukkah and Merry Christmas, and I don't know if it's still Ramadan. I don't know. I'm not sure when that is this year.
Whatever you're celebrating, have fun.
Whatever.
And if you're not celebrating something, just make up something to celebrate. It's fun. It's just a season of just chill.
My gift to you, Sean, is going to allow you to go on a Bill Murray at the end of Scrooge-esque rant, where it's just you reading off the remaining 2 pages of your notes in that style.
Go.
So the closing praise remarks. She's in so many movies. She was in Kick-Ass and she was in this. We found out her mother is actually this really rich lady, and that's why she's famous.
Well, wonderful. That's it for another year. You've unwrapped your wonderful gift here. We don't do plugs at Christmas. You don't want to be sold stuff, although do check out our t-shirt.
No, it does. No, we don't sully the holiday season with the crass commercialism. So whatever you do, don't go to nextscenepod.com. Whatever you do absolutely do not, I forbid you, do not go to catandsean.org. Do not look up my previous guest appearances on Batman and our previous shows, and don't do any of that. Just go be with your family, or if they annoy you, go be on your own in a hot tub, just you and your Amazon Prime delivery driver, and take care of yourself.
Absolutely. That's the real message of Christmas. Don't go to our Patreon or anything. That would be terrible. Don't listen to all of Peace Girl Summer.
Don't look up Sleepy Charlie Media on Patreon, and don't donate for that Coolio cameo, and don't go to TeePublic, and don't buy the merch. Whatever you do,
at this rate, we'd have to get a Ouija board to try and communicate.
Definitely don't donate for the Coolio cameo, because he is long dead. But
I genuinely might record us using a Ouija board to try and contact Coolio about this podcast. Yeah. If we get enough money,
don't go to AI. Don't have AI do a Coolio voice to do a Coolio cameo. Don't do that. Just don't.
That's one thing you're definitely safe from with us too. We're not doing that.
No.
Jesus. Happy Christmas. Merry Christmas. Do what you want. Have a drink. Have food. Bye. Woo.
Woo.